For real? Oh, no. Let's go.
Boston.
In Berkeley, California. You got it. This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA! USA! USA!
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey! What? Let's go! This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. on this College Football Eve Wednesday, August 26, 2026. This sports program begins now. Football! It is the greatest, and we have FCS football tomorrow. There are 6 ranked FCS teams playing football tomorrow night, starting at 6 p.m. on ESPN+. Youngstown State's one of them, and then North Dakota kicks off late night. So we got an entire evening of super-duper real FCS football tomorrow night. Then obviously this weekend, College Football Week 0 starts, and then next week, Week 1 begins, as College Game Day will be down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as LSU starts its Lane Kiffin era with that boy Sweeney in Clemson coming into town unranked for the first time in his entire coaching tenure, seemingly. So the kitchen is hot around Baton Rouge, obviously, in the LSU Tigers. Who's going to be able to play? Who's not going to be able to play? Who's voting for LSU whenever they're deciding on new rules of the SEC conference? Because last night it came out, just like what happened in the Big Ten, the SEC announces that basically a rule is being instated to their particular conference. If you're in the NFL, you can't play. Okay? The vote was 16-0. Okay, so that would mean every single member of the SEC voted yes to this rule. That would include Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas,
Vandy,
Georgia, Vandy,
Tennessee,
Kentucky, Arkansas,
Mississippi State,
there's plenty.
Missouri,
Oklahoma, and then who? LSU.
Oh!
LSU voted yes to pass this rule. Who's in the room saying yay or nay? Is that the president, Dr. Wade Roos, we're learning about? And is he saying, yeah, I don't like this? And they're like, it's you. All right.
gotta talk to me.
I'll go have a conversation with me about it then. So it feels like that this conversation we had with Lane yesterday, where Lane's like, which injunction are we going to go with? Which injunctions are we not going to go with? Feels like we're setting precedent on picking and choosing which people are eligible, which people are not eligible. And I actually was listening to Lane. I'm like, okay, I mean, if that's the angle you're going to go with, I could see how you're saying that. He also mentioned that other schools were also going to benefit from this, not just LSU, even though this injunction was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So we will find out if that's the case or not whenever this is all said and done, if any other schools other than LSU attempt to put, pen to paper for any of these guys that are potentially cut out of NFL training camps who've got the 5-for-5-year injunction in Louisiana. If that happens, I think it is a different conversation. But if it is just LSU benefiting from this, I think it's going to continue to grow louder. But yesterday what Lane told us was he inferred, that there was other teams that are going to do this. Once again, we will find that out. Ole Miss, Walker Jones, who's the head of their NIL collective, he put a tweet out that said, fake news. This is not real. Now, he is in charge of the money at Ole Miss. Now, is there a chance that Lane Kiffin, whenever he was negotiating for DQ, was he told maybe by representative of DQ that maybe, hey, Ole Miss, Ole Miss is potentially, or this, is Drew Rosenhaus a seasoned vet whenever it comes to potentially negotiating? Lane Kiffin's mind potentially told Ole Miss. Ole Miss comes out, though, and says, fake this. Okay, Walker Jones, I believe he is somebody who knows. He was also a part of the bugging FBI search of Ole Miss. Okay. I believe Lane actually, and he obviously worked together at Ole Miss for a long time. I think they know each other very well, but obviously this is the situation we are currently sitting in. So if no other players are going anywhere else, I think that's a big part of the story. But if there's dozens of these guys allegedly that are available for this particular 5-for-5 injunction that the Louisiana judge put in, if it's just LSU, I think it's going to be, I don't think it happens.
No.
I think if it's multiple schools that end up benefiting from this, I think it happens. But if you listen to what these conferences are saying, just like in the Sorsby situation, which happened just a couple months ago, the conference was basically like, hey, we will do something. Yes. If the judge won't do something and the NCAA can't do anything and your school feels like they can't do anything or don't want to do anything, we will do something then. And I don't know if that is what everybody has been looking for or not, but conferences seemingly having a little bit of power over their own conferences as opposed to worrying about the NCAA who's going to get sued to oblivion would certainly be a more effective strategy, I think, as we go through the next couple what the hell's going on era. Now, that would have to take those 16-0 for the SEC. That would have to take everybody buying into the same agenda. And if everybody's able to do that, maybe we do have an answer. Maybe this Big Ten saying, hey, if anybody does that here, we're going to suspend coaches. You guys are in deep shit. We'll see how the courts go. We're willing. We're willing to see how it goes.
Coach.
And then the SEC says, yeah, you know what? Yeah. We'll do the same thing. You want to sue us? Sweet. We'll figure out where this court's going to be. Yeah. We'll figure out what the court's going to be. We'll actually do that. If the conferences actually get a little bit of power here and get a little governance, seemingly, of their conferences, maybe that is the way this is saved, and maybe this is what the future could potentially look like as we're in the middle of a no guardrail chaos situation. But on that note, we're how many days away from kickoff down there?
8.
Yeah.
No, 10.
So much has to happen before then.
Oh, my God.
I mean, there's so many things that are going to happen, and it is going to be a buzzsaw down in Baton Rouge. I mean, it is going to be an absolute buzzsaw down there. College football kicking off tomorrow night for FCS. Obviously, the NFL has their final preseason week, and then there's rosters that are going to be pieced together, and there's going to be journeys and stories told over the next few days. Inevitably, once the games start, nothing else matters.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Steelers taking on Bills. Bills favored by 3. What's going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
That's a good question.
Who's what over there? You know, who's playing, who's not playing? Does Mike McCarthy even know Joey Porter Jr.'s name? Since he's been a coach, I don't think the guy's been on the field. When's he going to get paid? That guy's really good at the football. They got a lot of drama. Then Patriots, Browns, please, don't even got to talk about what's going on in Cleveland. Don't even got to talk about what has been going on in New England. During football time.
Right. Cool.
A lot of highlights coming out of New England.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot of highlights coming out of New England. Getting even better. San Francisco 49ers, Raiders. Hello, Rams, Chargers. Here we go. That's also tomorrow night. So football is inching closer. Baseball has been delivering for us. And, oh, yeah, guess who's back? Back again. Skino's back.
Okay.
Tell a friend. Mm-hmm. Throwing gas in San Diego. Struck a bunch of people out, hit 99 or 98.6 for the first time, long time. Felt like his confidence was at an all-time high, and Slam Diego's a good team. So it feels like Paul Skeens, whatever he had going on, either he fixed it, he healed it, or popped out of it. Whatever the case, we did send a video of congratulations. We would let the sports world know Skeeno's seemingly back. And this is good for all parties, including baseball. And we would like to let him know, congrats, man. I know.
Go, Paul Skeeno.
Has not been fun. It's been since All-Star game.
Yeah.
That feels like forever ago now. He's been getting questioned and asked about his thing. He's getting ex-pitchers telling him what he's doing wrong. He needs to do this. Hey, you need to go visit this. He's shirtless next to his girlfriend on a beach. This guy's a fatso. He's been getting absolutely slaughtered. And it seems like last night we got a chance to see something that we've always known was in there, which is Paul Skeens baseball. Shout out to the Pirates. Keep pushing him until we get to this, because a lot of people are saying need to sit him. That offseason would have been potentially terrible if he doesn't. Sports are delivering. We're lucky to talk about him. The Talks Table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone is here. Hey, DraftKings ran a DK Game Day commercial that was very ominous.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
What was that?
That's a good question. We should probably ask him.
Okay.
That's probably the right move.
That's right, because how ominous it was.
Yeah.
There was just kind of a car driving. Yeah, go ahead and run this thing a little bit. This is from our friends at DraftKings.
It's a nice car.
Old school.
Good music.
Camaro, go paint y'all.
Car is there.
Camaro thing?
Got the strap.
I like the song, honestly. I mean, it's kind of like a moment of zen.
What do the signs say?
Must be a sign.
And then DraftKings Game Day, September 2nd.
September 2nd.
Okay.
September 2nd's a big one, too.
I think Jonas, Nick, and Kevin Hart are going on a road trip all 50 states.
Seriously?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They announced that yesterday on Kevin Hart's.
Was that whose voice that was?
Yeah, I think that was here we go. I think, you know, what he was saying. Cause
Must be a sign.
Yeah, I think DK Game Day is coming September 2nd, 2026. DraftKings Game Day.
That's cool.
Good to know.
Do we all get those cars? Do I get them?
That'd be cool. That'd be sick.
That'd be nice.
Take Paul's one of the classic.
That would be cool to get one of those cars. We're not betting on these FCS games. We're not betting on these preseason games tomorrow night. What are we? How are we kind of viewing these things?
I mean, if you think I'm not laying some money on the Youngstown Penguins tomorrow night, sorry, Youngstown State Penguins tomorrow night, basically, you know, what is that, 45 minutes out of Pittsburgh, basically hometown.
No, we're not claiming close to Pennsylvania and Ohio right now for the next week or so.
No, we're not claiming Palestine, no, but Youngstown, maybe.
East Palestine.
Wait, what?
Yeah, not that. There's a couple Palestines.
Tony's claiming Palestine?
No, just like
No,
there's
I just said I
Old
wasn't.
England,
The
New
Middle
England.
East?
No, New Mexico, Old Mexico, East Palestine's in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
There is a Palestine.
Sorry,
that
it's
is
on
one
me. I
massive
had
piece of
to
country.
explain
Not
geography to
Ohio.
you
No,
guys.
Mark Ruffalo's
You
sitting
look
over
different
there.
too. I saw you.
What does that mean?
I saw you earlier on the internet. You look different.
What are you talking about? Let's go to
Oh.
one half of the Hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys, AP, Tone. Boom.
Oh, there he is.
There we go.
No, that's me.
That's Mitch. Shout out. I believe his name
Oh,
is Mitch.
the glasses.
I couldn't get through the entirety of the video, but I did see this, and I want to thank him for how accurately he portrayed our entire operation. In Tone, I think this is the best you've looked at of people that have tried to dress up like us and make us look like assholes.
I agree, and I think it's the best I've looked ever, even including me.
Okay,
So-
sweet. So maybe we just kind of do that with the new modern technology.
Shave your beard.
9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler's here. D-Butch,
sir.
what's up, man?
Hey, everybody.
Adam, baby.
FCS games tomorrow starting at 6 o'clock, ESPN Plus. I know you're dialed in. Youngstown
Cannot
State
wait.
Penguins are kind of primed to go on a run this year, you've been talking about.
Yeah, I've been talking more so about the North Dakota boys. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, they always bring it. Southern Illinois.
Yeah. Salukis up,
Austin,
baby.
Yeah.
UT Martin.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a slate.
That's tomorrow night.
We're here.
Yeah, we
So
are here.
pumped.
One more sleep.
It feels like you're just now seeing what the schedule
No,
is.
no, we
Yeah,
talked about this for like an hour
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
know.
you said
Mhm.
Chattanooga, West Georgia is kind of the matchup. You see
Yeah,
one
it's
of
a good
those
one.
two teams going for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
That's not part of the ranked one.
And then the
Wasn't a lot.
University of McCarthy's playing, you remember?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
they're a
didn't
pretty
see
good
that
team.
one.
They're a pretty good little team.
UMass?
Coach Mike?
Yeah, you were talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're playing. They got a lot of
Yeah.
decisions to make over there before they kick off
Can't
tomorrow
wait,
night.
man.
That's all on ESPN Plus. We can't wait to get in there. As many coaches have said, if we're looking for games to schedule, if it has a Dakota in it, I don't want it. And those North Dakota boys, to your point, they're going to be playing hard.
Oh, yeah.
FCS guys, they don't wash their pads like D-Bone had to at D3, but those guys have an opportunity to not only win for their school, win for their team, win for everything. You got a chance to maybe go up, get a big-time payday. You have an incredible season at any of these schools. So we might be seeing some real life-changing shit on a football field start tomorrow night.
And remember, for those that weren't watching last week when we talked about it, North Dakota State, one of those North Dakota schools, has moved up to D1. So they will not be playing tomorrow night. They'll be playing in the Mountain West, vying for a chance to make the playoffs.
Via Pac-12, I believe, also.
They
I mean,
might.
college football is
To be
upside down.
honest, that's who I thought.
No, it's just
Hey, now
North
listen,
Dakota.
the North
Let me
Dakota
be
Fighting
transparent.
Sioux are still a very good, very similar color scheme as well. They're
Okay.
tough.
Yeah.
They're tough.
Formidable.
The Sioux, I like the Sioux. The tribe, the Navajo had a big week, though, in
They
football.
did. They did.
Down there
Huge.
with
Shiaza.
Pete, right? She has a Pete down there. Mitt is Cherokee tribe, so obviously,
Okay.
what's that?
Yeah, it helped him get into college, remember?
No, his dad actually. What are we talking about? His dad was our coach.
Yeah.
Actually, what are we talking about?
Oh, so it did come from a different source than just Mitt.
Yes,
it's true.
yes,
All right.
very much
Didn't know.
so. Okay,
Didn't know.
I love that you guys think everybody's lying.
Didn't know.
Based
No,
on what happened yesterday, hard not to. Still feeling the effects of that one pretty hard.
We will get to the bottom of that. Somebody did take a dump and did not wipe. Joining us now is a man who would never do that. Okay, this guy actually might be in the running for greatest parenting job of all time. I honestly don't know how you're able to accomplish what he has been able to accomplish as a father, as a husband, as a athlete, and then also as a professional television personality all at the same time. He seemingly managed to remain humble while also having an incredible amount of moxie. And he has to be stern as shit with those kids. I don't know how you get a number one player in the country in basketball, a volleyball scholarship to Texas, probably top 10, and then a younger, what's going to do it again. He and his wife, obviously kicking a lot of ass. Cannot wait to join him on the road this year. Ladies and gentlemen, from Monday Night Countdown and back-to-back Emmy Award-winning NFL Live, Swagoo Marcus Spears. What's up?
My guys, what's up?
Dude, congratulations on everything. Every time we watch a highlight of your kid, it's just like, holy hell, the amount of time, obviously, that has had.
Bam!
Yeah, and I like how supportive you obviously have been, and I love that he
Bam!
gets a chance to learn, but he's got it, huh? This dude's got it. When did you know with the lad? When did you know with the boy?
Probably 14 hit that growth spurt after 8th grade, and he was a long, lanky giraffe, and it started coming together, and now it's scary.
Yeah, he's really good. I can't wait for him to win about 7 gold medals for America. We appreciate. Tell him we all appreciate that for the next dream team type stuff. And then your daughter's at the University of Texas, and I heard we read on the internet that there's a youngest who also in volleyball as well. Congrats to you and your family. Congratulations, man.
Pat, it's all about the woman, man. It's all about the woman. I'm trying to, I'm disseminating the message throughout the diaspora. You better marry right.
To the
If you marry
diaspora?
wrong, shit can go real left.
Okay.
But if you marry right, some really good things can happen for you.
Things get away right, you're saying. Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, and of course,
I'm telling you.
of course, having a couple professional athletes, as parents is good start. That's good news. And
Well, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you, Pat. She had to be fine and pretty too when I met her. It's more than just being able to hoop. Like you got to look good for My wife is. I like her a lot.
yeah, well, that's good. I assume she likes you a lot too, because seemingly everybody that's ever met you does. Let's talk about this upcoming season. Very honored to be joining you on Monday Night Countdown. Can't wait for that. It feels like this year.
That's gonna be fun, man.
Hell yeah. I can't wait. I'm very, very excited to hit the road and see what the Monday Night Football atmospheres are like. Obviously, I've been to a couple Monday Night Football games, but getting a chance to get to experience Monday Night Football is such an honor.
Yep.
I cannot wait to do that alongside you. It feels like the storylines in the NFL are obviously in abundance right now because of training camp. For you, what is your favorite thing cooking around these storylines? Is it Aaron Donald coming back alongside Myles Garrett and what the Los Angeles Rams could potentially be? Go ahead.
I mean, that would be total pandemonium, bro. Like I want it to happen, but I'm so invested in thinking Dallas is good enough to actually make a run for the Super Bowl that I don't want it to happen based on my fandom. But to see Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett play together would be a first of its kind in the history of this league. When you start talking about two dudes that could arguably end up as two top 10 defensive linemen. I think Aaron Donald's still in his prime, too. I know AD act like he old as shit, and but at the end of the day, he is still going to be a monster if he decides to come back. And when he left, it was almost like, I remember talking about it like it was Barry Sanders leaving. Like, it's still there. You know that if he comes back, he can continue to do the same things that he was doing. That's an exciting storyline. But, Pat, a little bit boring. I just love how quiet it's been in Dallas this offseason. It's been my favorite part of the entire offseason because it just seems like a lot of maturity has hit the building. The deals that were made, obviously, with Quinnen and bringing in Vaughn and Rashawn Gary, who I think is going to be that could be a silent, big-time season coming from Rashawn. They all work out here in Dallas. That's what a lot of people don't know. Big dog BT Turner trains these guys in Dallas, and the guy Mo Wells that trains my daughter and my son, they all in the same facility. So a lot of these D linemen, they spend a lot of time in Dallas. So for Vaughn, for Quinnen, obviously for Rashawn, they have everything in place here. I'm talking about trainers, nutritionists, everybody that works on their body. So, and two, like a different change of scenery for these guys. Vaughn is used to Dallas, but I think this is going to be a really good team this year, and I like how quiet it's been. The George Pickens thing, in our history of watching football with the Dallas Cowboys, it tends to get loud, and it tends to carry the entire offseason if something like this is going on. George quietly said, look, I'm going to play under the franchise. Dallas said we're going to franchise tag and we're not going to extend. And from everything that I've been hearing, he's been balling out in camp. So he motivated because he know payday is around the corner. But just a lot of, business being handled and not a lot of drama.
Yeah, I think that's a good read on what's happening down there from our perspective as well, because we got a chance to catch up with Shoddy, and obviously Shoddy's been around football, since he's 10 years old. Actually, I think they have NFL Films has him as a 10-year-old around the NFL. So he understands what it is, he understands what it isn't, and I think the George Pickens thing was about to cook on draft day. That was about to become a massive storyline. I think all of us on TV were like, okay, here we go. A number one wide receiver certified who has some I don't want to say antics in the past, but some drama in the past. I believe baggage would be something that would be considered. And it's the Dallas Cowboys. And we're in a time where everybody's getting paid the most amount of money in history. So and he has got Mulugeta as his agent.
Yes.
So whenever you start piecing that all together, it's hard not to be like, well, this is going to be an absolute nuke down there. Instead, we get the messaging. I assume you guys did as well. Mulugeta's some guys just want to play under the franchise tag. He's one of those guys. He's completely cool with it. And now we're watching him mic'd up at training camp. The videos are he's completely happy. He's enjoying himself. He's balling. CD's doing the same. And the boys are running extra sprints because they wanted to do it, says Shoddy, in front of the Rams. It's is this the Dallas Cowboys swag? It doesn't make much sense. It doesn't make much sense, D, but it is very different than what it has been.
I know it's been quiet,
real, man.
And obviously the players, but Christian Parker, man, I'm excited to see him get this opportunity, being the youngest DC ever for their. He's obviously coming over with the hype from Philly. He's been under great coaches the whole time. Then to have these players, you know, coaches, I feel like they're only going to be as good as the players out there. And you mentioned Rashawn Gary. I think that move kind of has slid under the radar. This was a top flight guy coming into the league, and he's been productive since coming into the league. So I'm excited to see him out there too.
So did Jerry just didn't love the way Micah was a Dallas Cowboy?
Didn't like Michael.
Is that what we think? You think that's what we think now at this point? I think so, right?
For sure. It was more than football. I mean, shit, you look at the football play, you don't trade a guy like that in his prime. But obviously it was some not getting along in the building or not thinking that he would be the future in the direction that the team wanted to go. And I got to give Jerry credit because I'm on Jerry ass all the time about things that he do. But I definitely got to give him credit for the aftermath of trading Micah Parsons. He's turned this into a really good pickup, a lot of things he's done and this front office has done to look. You don't replace Micah because we know him as an individual, but by committee, when you look at this group and some of the benefit that you were able to have by getting rid of, trading away Micah, it's turned into pretty good. Now they got to go ball. Like we're gonna tear their ass up if they don't hoop this season. But based on paper and what they've done, you could see this team kind of maturing. Like look at the names, right? We talking about a lot of mature football players, dudes that have played a lot of really good football, mixed in with some young guys. You look at PJ. Obviously, you know we don't how his injuries and stuff going. D Winters. I can't wait to see DeMarion Overshown this year coming off injury. If you hear the camp reports about him, it could be serious top 5 linebacker situation with him and how he's come back from
what's
that
everybody
injury.
saying? Everybody's saying, yeah, but that's always Dallas Cowboys. Everybody's top 5 at every position every single year. It does feel different this year, let alone the Caleb Downs stuff. Caleb's like a 10-year vet, allegedly, as soon as he got to the campus at Alabama, let alone transferring to a Matt Patricia defense at Ohio State and having the success that he had. They've been saying gold jacket guy since he's like 16 years old. And now now he's on the Dallas Cowboys in the most mature defense that they've had while having the youngest.
Our guy Saban said he was the smartest player he's ever coached.
Yeah.
You know, I played for Saban, so I'm a little pissed off about that because I was a super smart player. But nah, man, you've heard that about Caleb for a long time. Pat, let me ask Darius a question because it's one concern I have.
Okay.
Cornerbacks.
What we got? Oh, I mean,
I want to. That's the big question.
That's the big question, but you know.
Oh, you guys are going to get bombed on down there?
Who helps that is the question. But Christian Parker, I would assume he's going to kind of bring in that quarters type of situation. Vic Fangio defense. You're going to keep the shell back there, and then Fangio always had some dogs up front. You've seen they put the money up front, getting after the quarterback, making him uncomfortable. And then you have an offense. So you were a part of this with the Colts with Peyton. You get that offense, you get up a couple scores, and then you let them pin their ears back. Right. But you don't want. They don't have the personnel to have the corners, in my opinion, just be out on the island, lock guys up. And I think Caleb Downs too. He's going to help a lot, not only in that pass defense, the run defense as well, being able to be that tweener. So I'm excited. Now we are doing the shit. The Dallas Cowboys should every year, you know, hey, look at this, look at that. Mm-hmm. It does feel different. Let me
put Pat up there because there you right.
Foxy, listen.
But I got to let everybody know. Mm-hmm. This is not me every offseason.
See, so you're saying that you kind of get lumped in with everybody else that does it because you're I
get grilled more here in Dallas for being quote unquote negative about shit that I don't like that's going on. I'm telling you, this offseason, now look, the reality is this don't equate to wins or anything, but what it does is it feels like it put the focus all on football this offseason and getting ready to play a season where you think you got a chance to win. They got the talent, though. The talent is there. Now they got to go put it together.
Did Jerry get to that honey hole he was trying to get to? What was that, 3 miles underground?
That's right.
There's $3 trillion right underneath our boots right here. I just need to get to it. You think I give a damn about the Cowboys defense right now? I'm trying to get a rig 3 miles into earth. There's a honey. He said that. That is a direct quote from Jerry Jones last year as the team was going through whatever it was going through after he traded away Micah before the season. And his entire quote about the trades, a couple of them there about Micah was they got what they got. They got Micah, we got what we got, and we tied. Okay. And then he said, I'd rather, one player's good, 4 players better. And he did.
better.
The guy got like
Maybe that's why it's been quiet, Pat. He trying to hit that honey hole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I think he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost tried to figure it out, and I got zero experience. There's how much money 3 miles? I could get a shovel,
I'm
right?
talking about come out the ground, but I'm in Texas. Y'all know I see that liquid go everywhere you go. They got a pump going.
So what do? We just take a shovel to like? How do we get involved?
I don't think a shovel.
Pat, how you get involved is you send me one of them damn backpacks you give all your guys, and I'm gonna go find us a hit. And then we'll get it popping.
Deal.
Y'all just look in the mailbox. They call it mailbox money down here.
Yeah, believe me, I know. I was down there in Texas Tech. I didn't want to pivot to college just yet because obviously you're going to have to speak for an entire institution here in a second. But when we went down to Texas Tech, and I was just kind of looking around at everything, and I just see these things just, out in the skyline, and I'm like, so that's where everybody's living. They're like, yeah, this is actual God. God blessed us. Right underneath your feet here.
Bunch of land, man.
Right underneath you.
God actually blessed this land for us to be able to have one of the best rosters in all college football. And
I'm talking about an oil roster.
Yeah.
That's what you call Texas Tech.
Yeah, and
that's a liquid gold roster.
Yeah, and they're still maybe moving somebody in right now. Now they're not doing.
Didn't y'all just have a kid, one of the top O linemen, commit to Tech?
Austin Otala, 6'8", 270. Yeah, he's and he puts people through the ground too. Cody Campbell, who is one of the Double Eagle partners down there at Texas Tech, that is obviously a massive part of the NIL. He was an offensive lineman in the NFL. So like you look at their trenches, like what David Bailey's doing right now at the Jets. He's investing heavily in trenches. Like, that is where he thinks, like, we win game because that is who he is. Turns out that's probably the right move.
Probably the most important part of it. Pat, what you got on your wrist, man?
Which one? This one?
No, the left one. Show me the watch.
Okay.
Give a damn about that bracelet.
Okay, I believe this is my daughter. My daughter made this.
Oh, I care about the bracelet.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I never know. I never know. You might have dropped a bag on that bracelet.
No. My daughter. My daughter made this.
It's sentimental. I love the bracelet now.
Thank you.
Way to make me feel like shit in the middle.
And my daughter is old enough to know that old Uncle Swagoo's an asshole. I will run this back, and she will know. I'm joking. Yeah.
It'll change when she meet me.
Yeah. So I agree quickly, and she is. She's fun, man. It's so much fun.
Hey, how old is she now?
Three in like 3 months or so.
Yeah.
We got
in the middle of it.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah. Starting to roll now.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
A lot of guilt though. She's learning guilt, so this season is going to be much tough. But she's able to travel now with me. I think we're fully pooping and peeing in toilets. Okay. Yeah, we're fully human at this point. A lot of
don't let us sit on them nasty ass stadium toilets.
No, we
got to bring some. Yeah, you and wifey bring some cover guards for that, man. That's what my wife. See, hey, speaking of how you brought me into the show, my kids' asses have never touched public toilets. It's just one of the things, man.
How about that? Good for you. Did it. You did it. You made it. You made it. I mean, that is a huge deal. All right, let's talk about LSU right now. Okay? Let's talk about LSU right now.
Let's do it.
Where do you stand? Last night, 16-0 vote. 16 of the members of the SEC voted, and all 16 of them said, yep, we're cool with rules being instated where you can't be a professional football player and then come back and play in college. That would mean LSU voted yes for this, okay, which is a very fascinating little wrinkle in this all because obviously LSU and Baton Rouge is the epicenter of this entire conversation. I have said, and I think it should be said, that if LSU is the only team that signs anybody like this, obviously it's going to be loud. But if there's a plethora of teams or a handful of teams that are doing this, I'll be intrigued to see how the convo goes. Now, as a representative of LSU, and obviously you understand that you are in the middle of this entire story with Lane, where do you stand and what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I don't like dudes going pro and then deciding to come back. I don't like that. And it's a little bit personal for me. And then, too, like, I get the 5 for 5, and people want to use that rule. But when most of these guys went into college, it wasn't 5 for 5. The rule should apply to the new people that's coming in college. They are under that. That's the way it goes. Shit has evolved since you and I and everybody in the studio in the Thunderdome has left college. Things have changed that would have been better for us, but we weren't able to take advantage of them because that wasn't the time we were in school. So I got that part out. Pat, you know, with my kids, bro, I've been around high school sports, grassroots sports for shit all their life. And you see the impact it has on developmental high school players. Like guys, when we were coming into school where a coach would say, yeah, he's going to be a red shirt, but we're going to give him a scholarship and he'll turn into a player that we want to play. Now, I know money has become a part of college and everybody want guys to star right away. They want a production right away because of NIL, and I get that. But a large part of this high school segment has been affected by these age gaps and coaches saying, like, bro, I've had basketball coaches during my son recruiting be like, look, we only taking 1 or 2 freshmen because everybody else coming out of the portal. And that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on the portal. And to their defense, if you got a guy that has averaged 17 and 8 last year in college basketball, you're going to take that over a project coming out of high school. The problem is a lot of people like us who's in television, you guys do a hell of a job bringing these guys on that are getting recruited and signing. But ultimately, people don't understand the impact that this is having on high school athletes, bro. Like, it's almost to a point, and my son, look, my son, number 1 player in the country when he was in high school. My daughter, number 1 volleyball player, right? So it was a different path for them. But every kid not like that. Like, you got guys in high school basketball now that, regardless of how you feel about ranking, that are ranked 30 and below, where college coaches are like, well, we're going to wait to see if we're going to offer you a scholarship. Bro, if you was ranked top 30 in high school basketball 10 years ago, North Carolina knocking at your door and Duke knocking at your door. Now they knock at the top 5 players' door and they hope they get 1 or 2 of them, and then they move on. Like Texas this year with my son, that team is comprised of some transfers, a lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores. I think my son is one of 3 freshmen on the team this year. So again, like, bro, it's an impact that's being had. And then too, like, once you declare for the pros, I've never had a problem with that rule. Once you declare to go be a pro, you're done with college. That's how I feel about it.
So thank you for the transparency and also coming from the perspective in which you're coming from, because your kids, obviously, number one, but a lot of their friends and teammates, obviously, going through a lot of these problems. And from my perspective, this started happening with punters, with Aussies. Like Aussie guys. Yeah, so they would come over as like 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds. They wouldn't have started their university in Australia because they were professional Aussie rules football players, and they've been punting their entire life. So it's like, would you rather have a 17-year-old American kid that is punted, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe months, 6 months, or would you rather have a 24-year-old professional guy coming in with a family to be here? It's like, you're picking that guy every single time. I'm picking that guy every single time. And the Aussies are awesome. I think the Aussies are incredible. Everyone that I've met, I've absolutely loved. But you saw, like, I thought about like a younger version of me, like when I was 17 coming out, would I have been able to compete with a 24-year-old?
No shot.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. And now then basketball, it started creeping in, right? The G League guys started coming in. And then once this transfer portal became like a free agency every single offseason, you can see, to your point, why the rosters at the top are like, we're spending money on improving guys. We don't have time to waste.
Yeah.
But there's going to become schools that are just like freshmen, and then they're going to be the transfer. There's going to be two different. There's going to be a divider of how you make teams, because I think UNC.
And Pat, think about this. Think about this, Pat. Everybody there in the Thunderdome right now. Bro, do you know what kind of man I was at 23 as opposed to 17 when it came to ability, physical strength?
Yeah.
Like, bro, when we made the jump to college and we played against seniors that were 20 and 21 years old, them some bitches felt like machines. Mm-hmm. They felt like Dwayne Pierce, an offensive lineman at LSU, destroyed me every day. But it was because I was 17 and he was only 20. Yeah. So imagine, bro, at 23, I was 3 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like,
I had a friend in college. For football,
for football in particular, Like, I'm not as staunch on it in basketball because once you reach a level in basketball, you playing against older people forever, right? Like, that's how you actually cut your stake, and that game just goes like that. But the physical difference between a 23 and a 17 or even an 18-year-old, bro, that is night and day.
They show the pictures of freshmen showing up on campuses. Like, for instance, that Austin Atala kid we had just commit to Texas Tech, he's 6'8", 270. In 3 years, he will be 6'8", 340. That guy will be 6'8", 340, 335 pounds. Probably running a 4'8", 4'9", too, somehow at that size. So, yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
Imagine you going, when I got drafted to Dallas, right? Imagine me showing up at Sonoma Valley State, and I'm a freshman walking into not a big Division I college, not anything, but Larry Allen is there and he's 23.
It's gonna be a tough day.
Come on, man.
It's going to be tough.
Come on,
crazy.
man. Like,
hey, that's LSU. Hey, that's not just – okay, I shouldn't say that.
That's everybody.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are exploring the rule to see what happened, but it feels like the conference commissioners are at a point where they're going to be able to regulate college sports a little bit.
Yeah.
Feels like.
Yeah. Yes.
Feels like we're getting to the point where maybe the conference commissioners are saying we're going to regulate this shit if the NCAA can. And
well, at some point they had to, bro, because if you waiting on everything to go to the Senate floor or legislate, bro, that take years. Like, you'll never, you won't have order. But Pat, I do say this, like, and I don't want us to forget this when we having these conversations about college and the state of it right now. Because when the game started, you said it earlier, bro, we locked in. Like, we all locked in. Dude, this is nothing but the answer from a NCAA committee that didn't evolve. They thought that old archaic system that they had where you just come, you get your scholarship, you play, and you go to the pros, or you play and we present to you that you got a degree and we pay for your scholarship. They thought that shit was going to go forever. And then what happened was information started to go everywhere as far as how much money the tournaments were making, how much money teams make per game. You see coaches and all of that. Now, I went to war about this when I was at SEC Network. Like, Coach Saban that's your dog now, but that's my guy, man. And I got so mad at him and Kirby Smart because there was a rule in college prior to where coaches could determine where guys could transfer. Like, they'll put a list of schools together that you couldn't go to if you wanted to transfer. And I was like, that's crazy. But under the NCAA rules, you could do that. Yeah. Right? Now, again, do we need structure, all of that? We hear these damn conversations every day, bro. But if these, like Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, if they don't step in and just say, look, we going to abide by these laws with our league, it's going to get more chaotic. But this is all an answer to what the NCAA was. Y'all were college athletes, bro. Y'all know how restrictive that shit was. I remember Todd Gurley signing autographs for like $3,000 while he was at Georgia. Todd Gurley probably was going to win the Heisman that year, the way he was playing. This was when I was at SEC Network. He came back after a 2-game suspension, I believe, or something like that, and tore his ACL. Now, I don't know if he would have tore it, if he would have been playing those previous 2 weeks or the 1 week, but I just remember that vaguely, and I remember all of that tizzy being over $3,000 for signing some autographs.
Yeah, one ticket into a suite that's watching him play. Now, to your point, legit, to your point about it all, the NCAA did fight it every step of the way. There was like an injunction in California about NIL, and they're like, nope, we're not doing this. We're fighting. And I think what you're saying is if they would have maybe tried to lean in a little bit, try to figure out how to do this, maybe we're at a stage of, hey, this is reality. This is going to happen. Do you want to be a part of it, or do you want to get left behind? Feels like the NCAA, because of the lawsuits, getting left behind. But the conference commissioners now showcasing that maybe they can take care of it. Hopefully. All right, Swagoo. Thank you, man.
My brother.
Who's winning the Super Bowl?
Hey, man, I'm going to pull up to Indy. Are we in Indy for Monday night this year?
Come on, you
Not
know
a chance.
Right. The Colts play here.
I'm a season ticket.
Can they flex it?
You need to stop. You need to stop.
I mean, we were talking
Who
about
play
it yesterday.
there? Who play in Indy, y'all?
Yeah, okay.
Every team wins but them.
No, we were on that. We were the best
Shut
team
up.
in ball. We're the best team. I would like to let you know,
Sword.
Swagoo.
Oh, my schedule right there.
Not even awake.
I am a season ticket holder, okay, for the Indianapolis Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Pat, I see you there.
I
see you there.
We ain't never getting a Monday Night Football game there. Okay, 1 o'clock. We were at 1 o'clock. We made a jersey, an alternate uniform called Indiana Knights. Okay, because she grew up tall and she grew up right with them Indiana boys on them Indiana Knights. We didn't have a single night game on the schedule. We wore it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Indiana Knights jersey was worn at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because we didn't have a night game. That's what your network says about the Indianapolis Colts, Swagoo.
You got a Sunday Night Football against the Chiefs.
Great.
Yeah.
They got a ball.
Yeah,
They got a ball.
Week 2.
will ball.
We got the Chiefs number.
It's going to be a fun trip, though, down the road. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. We're big fans. Cheers, dude.
All right, fellas, y'all take care, man.
That's
Holler
Marcus.
later.
That's Marcus Spear.
Yeah, Swagoo.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who's doing something incredible this season. He's a national champion. He came really into the spotlight in the Big Ten championship game when he was just catching bombs on absolutely everybody. This year, he'll be raising money to help and hopefully cure ALS alongside the Huddles for Hope. Last year, it was Fernando Mendoza who did this with restaurant Buffalo Louie's down there in Bloomington. He'll be doing it this year with something I think a little bit added on top. Ladies and gentlemen, a national champion, an absolute stud, a man who... There's a lot of DBs saying, I know what he looks like. That is not how he plays, though. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Becker.
Hey,
How you doing, dude?
How's it going, boys? Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for joining us, and thank you for signing up to do something good alongside your football season. We learned the story of your aunt and your personal kind of experience with the Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and why you're kind of driven to do this. Can you tell us a little bit more about your Huddle for Hope kind of initiative and what the plan is for this season?
Yes, sir. So my family has always been super close, and 5 years ago, we learned that my aunt was diagnosed with ALS. And, you know, as a close family, that affected all of us. And, you know, I was in a spot where I couldn't really help, and I really wanted to because there's not a cure. And now, being at Indiana, I was put in a position where I could maybe help the financial burdens because it costs a lot of money. And I just want to do as much as I can for my aunt and everybody who's affected by this terrible disease. So we started Huddle for Hope to try and ease the burden.
Well, I love that you're doing it. We're thankful that you're doing it. Obviously, we saw Chris Johnson just a few months back, and we're reminded of how terrible this disease is and how little we know. You know, because I think Chris Johnson's wife said in the interview with Strahan that it was sporadic. Like they thought maybe football was the reason, but actually it was called a sporadic case, which is like 90% of the cases. And anytime something's being called sporadic, it means they don't have a clue on why or how it happened. And obviously it's so devastating so quickly. So I appreciate you continuing to spread the word. Now, I've heard potentially I heard you maybe taking some NIL money and giving back as well. Is that accurate? Is that a little birdie telling me that you're going to maybe take some money that you have earned, by the way, we just talked about it all, and maybe help with the initiative as well?
Yes, sir. I've been extremely blessed, and we kind of said that for every touchdown that I get this year, I'm going to be putting $1,000 towards the foundation.
I love that. I'm going to match. We will match. We will match you for every time. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
I like that you're doing that.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you.
I like that you're doing that, because obviously collegiate athletes getting paid is a huge topic of discussion right now across all college sports. I don't know how much you guys get to pay attention to, but it is very loud right now. And the fact that you're taking some of that, giving back, also wanting to shine a light on something that we all will hopefully kind of buy in with. I love what you're doing. Okay, we will match. We'll also call, like the ALS challenge, we should also call for Mark Cuban. We'd like you to match.
Yep.
We'd like
Joe Buck.
Joe Buck.
I think
We'd
Coach,
like Joe Buck.
Coach should match.
Yeah, we'd like
Mendoza.
Fernando got that first overall pick money. We'd like him to match.
And Alberto.
No.
Mad Max.
No, Mad Max Mendoza,
Mad
though.
Max
He's getting some
Mendoza.
podcasting money. And what we're saying is we would like anybody to join alongside of us. That's huge of you to do.
Schwarber.
How old are you?
I just turned 21.
Dude, I love that you're doing this.
There we go.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you
Now,
so much.
we know your generation doesn't drink. They're saying that everything is Dahn in the alcohol department with your generation. So we would tell you to be safe. Obviously, now that you're of age, and in Bloomington, we know have to be of age to have a good time down there. The rules are very, very strict. Can you tell me a little bit about life now as a national champion football player at IU versus maybe whenever the dreams were still there last year or the year before?
Yes, sir. To be honest, last year's last year, and we just got wrapped up with fall camp. So starting this week, we're going to be focusing on North Texas and the season that we have coming up.
Yes. Who told you that? Did Sig say? Who said it? Was it Keg? Was it Sig who said, "Hey, let's remember now, okay? Last season, 16-0, never going to happen again." Okay, listen, that team's gone forever. That championship, last year's team. We're 0-0, bottom of the mountain. Everybody's got to climb to the top. One day at a time, one play, 6 seconds at a time. Each play has a life of its own. Is that what you're hearing every day right now? Has that been the messaging from Coach Sig to you guys?
I mean, we got back, and I think a week after the national championship, Sig had a team meeting with the new team, and he's like, guys, last year's last year. We're not focusing on that. It's time to go. It's time to play some ball. And, we all bought in, and I think we're really excited.
Tell me a little bit about Hoover. Tell me a little bit about how the ball is coming out for you, because obviously we have your stat across the bottom there. Yeah, 20 yards per reception. Okay, and they were all over. They were in the Big Ten championship. It was Rose Bowl. It was national. I mean, you're talking about the biggest moments. Charlie Becker was getting big chunks in the biggest games. Can you tell me a little bit about the ball coming out of Hoover's hands versus maybe Fernando's?
Yeah, Josh was an amazing addition for us. I'm really happy that we got him, and he. As soon as our national championship was done, he was texting me, asking me, hey, you want to go throw on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings and, just get this ball rolling, start this connection, which is a testament to how much of a hard worker Josh is. And, whenever I'm in the facility, Josh is here. He's watching film. Him and our other quarterback, Grant Wilson, they're watching film 24/7. And they're great people, even better football players. And I'm super pumped to see what they can do. Love
that. Can't wait to watch you guys try to run it back. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, on that, Sig recently said that last year when you guys walked off this scrimmage field in 2025 that the passing offense was not great, and then you guys went on to win the national championship and Mendoza won the Heisman. He said this year he feels like you guys are in a lot better spot. How does that feel with you and Nick Marsh and Hoover? How's it different this year, and how are you feeling about it?
I feel great. I'm super excited. We had a lot of good additions, like you said, Nick Marsh, Josh Hoover, Turbo Richardson, our running back. We retained a lot of our O linemen. I was saying earlier, we got dogs all over the field. It starts from the O line. They did a fantastic job of retaining. I think we only lost Pat Coogan last year he's on the Titans now, and so we got studs on the O line. And look at our backfield. We got Turbo, Lee, and Kobe, just some absolute dogs. And then, receiving room, we added Nick, we added Shaz. We got a lot of young guys, Davion Chandler, LeBron Bond, Jackson Wass. Those guys are going to ball out. They had a great fall camp, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. And, Josh, he's really taking control of the offense. He's brought us all together, rallies the boys, and I'm so pumped.
Okay, so what are the boys doing whenever we rally? We have we hang out. We
take the biz.
We play some. Maybe we have a biz that needs to be sunk. Maybe we play video games. We watch film. We tell stories. We play chess. What are we doing? Because you guys are so young. I'm 39. How old are you?
40.
Yeah, we're old, dude. So what are you guys doing as a team, especially when it's new pieces coming in and having to build camaraderie as quick as possible?
Yeah, I mean, outside of football, we just got done with fall camp, so we're at the facility all month, 24/7. And so ping pong is a huge thing for us. Like, we have tournaments. We have a WWE belt that's got ping pong balls on it. We got the championship of the ping pong table, and we got cornhole going. So, whenever we get some free time, everything here is about competition, and everybody's just trying to beat everybody and get that belt.
How are you at ping pong?
I'm nasty.
You're the guy? You got the title?
I think Grant Wilson has the title right now. He's pretty good, but, I'm up there. I'm getting there.
How about cornhole?
Oh, I'm from Nashville, man. That's all we do in Nashville.
Yeah, okay, I bet. Yeah, I've played a couple people from Tennessee. We smoke you, bro. You get absolutely, absolutely great. You throwing pancake or you go end over end?
Pancake.
Yeah, okay. We airmail plus slide. Oh, you slide. You play defense. You set up. You got a strategy, or are you just out there trying to get as many points as possible?
As many points as possible.
Yeah, you're done. You're too young. We'd walk in there. Yeah, you
give away your game plan, Charlie B.
You young kids got no idea. You had no idea. So I wasn't introduced to cornhole until I got out here to the Colts, and I think it was when Chuck came over from Baltimore. They brought it in to our locker room. And obviously, punter, I got a lot of meetings, but I got to be in that building. So, man, I became a pro cornhole player for like 3 years. I love that.
My roommate's a punter too, so he's done all those meetings there. Yeah,
Hey, but you got to be able to. You hit 2 shanks though. People really stop caring about how good you are at cornhole. I learned, that is something we got to do. Okay, let's talk about you. This year is going to be different than last year. We saw you rise to prominence towards the end of the season, obviously in the biggest moments. A little bit different this year heading in, it seems. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Absolutely. As a former DB, Charlie, you're not sneaking up on anybody this year. We know you're the deep ball threat, but what specific, improvements did you look to make in your game this offseason heading into this next season?
Yes, sir. I'm really looking to just expand my route tree, and people like you say just know the deep ball threat. But I'm really looking forward to being able to show all the other route trees that I can do and being able to get some yak.
All right. Well, let's see how it goes for the Indiana Hoosiers as we don't even think about winning the national championship last year. Don't even remember it. Don't even think about, wow, what a time out there in the Rose Bowl. Just absolutely pummeling Alabama.
Was he the only underclassman there at the SB sitting in front of us? Was he the only one that could have remembered?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there any other underclassmen there with you?
I wasn't at the SBs.
Yeah,
you were? I thought you were.
No, it was all the older guys.
How boozed up were you?
Yeah, Tom's pretty drunk. Sorry about that. See, once again, he's not worried about defending the national championship. He's out there sinking biz whenever he's not even at Knicks or whatever the hell it is.
That was Mad Max Mendoza.
Yeah, you're right. That was Max.
Similar.
That was Max.
Both going 20.
He's a boy. He's a boy. We went to Florida for a little break that we had and got to spend time with the Mendozas. And Max is a boy.
Yes, he certainly
trying to steal our beers.
Yeah, he was trying to steal our beers, steal a lot of things. He got on the show, stole a microphone, stole the show. That's what Mad Max Mendoza does. When are you getting the title back for, when do we play? We play every day? That's like a constantly evolving thing. Do you put that over the shoulder? Do you wear it around the waist? How's Coach Signetti feel about the title at the ping pong table?
I don't think he knows about the title, but every day, it's a tournament. Whoever's on top gets the belt.
Okay, let's say game day comes down there. Couple games. There's 2 games I think that we're potentially eyeing to get to Bloomington and have a home game. Potentially that Ohio State game. I assume we're probably going to be down there. Who knows what other game? Listen, you got to take care of North Texas, Charlie. Don't even look at the rest of their schedule. Okay, don't even look at it. Yeah, but on that note, there's a couple opportunities to probably get down to Bloomington and celebrate the hell out of football and life. You guys play on Fridays as well, and what are the rules? We're throwing ball, or do we hit out of hand like we're amateurs?
Well, Pat, in season we try to stay away from ping pong, but anytime you want the smoke, man, you let me know.
What are the rules on serves? I need to know what the rule is on serves. Are you hitting it out of your hand like a child, or are you playing actual table tennis?
Come on, toss it up.
All right. Okay. Listen, I didn't know you new school dudes. I don't know how it is. I don't know how it is. All right. Good luck this year, man. You're the best.
Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Thank you for donating, dude. That's cool. That's really cool to do. And we're excited to join you alongside Mark Cuban, Joe Buck, and everybody else.
Schwarber, Schwarbo.
Fernando Schwarbo. It'll be awesome. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Becker. From Indiana, let's go to a West Virginia press conference. We have a fullback named Caden Cowboy Luke, and he said his job is to knock people on our ass. That's it. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking West Virginia's back. How about that? And they're not in the FCS, D-Butt. I can already tell that was your next question. Are they playing tomorrow night? No, they are not playing tomorrow night. Thank you for not mentioning that.
I wouldn't disrespect West Virginia like that. We had our battles back in the Big East days. And look, Rich Rod was on that sideline, so I have no doubt that he can build a monster, but it's a different ecosystem.
Yeah, I think college football is a little different, but don't worry about that. West Virginia's in the game.
Hard edge,
trust the climb.
Yep.
No, Hard Edge.
That's actually
No, Trust the Klein.
That's actually coaching
North Texas.
North
They got
Texas.
Indiana week 1.
Oh.
And they just named IU's
big.
former quarterback, one of their former quarterbacks, their starter. So
Yeah, a lot of
Mendoza?
storylines.
no, Taven Jackson. He was there when Curtis Rourke was.
Center Grove legend. He's from the
Kid
South
Canada.
Side, Indianapolis. No,
No,
that's
he just
O'Rourke.
mentioned
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That's
Kid
Curtis
Canada.
O'Rourke.
So
He was his
anytime I
backup.
hear that, I got to say Kid Canada.
He started this. Kid Canada's little brother, actually. Remember, Curtis Rourke's older brother was Kid Canada. So this is Kid Canada. Also in football, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
He's
Lil
a
Wayne.
kicker. I'll tell you that. I saw him make a 35-yarder, and I forget the other distance, but I love the fact that Weezy F. Baby's boy, he's kicking field goals. And I appreciate the... Okay, so he's a soccer player. I think he has a sweet tat on his left leg as well, where he looks cool. I saw him catching some punt snaps on the sideline. I don't know if he was just helping out his snapper. He's actually doing that. Stepping out there kicking, obviously something sweet for the brand. And I can't wait to hear Weezy make 35 to 60 metaphors about kicking field goals in his next work, which we are all grateful for. Football, we got to remember, whatever we get onto the field is the best sport of all time. Okay? All this stuff that's been happening around it is about to go to sleep, hopefully. Now, I was firmly in the camp that the NFL guys who didn't make teams, who are utilizing their 5th year of eligibility, were going to be playing football this season. Now that the commissioners of these conferences are kind of coming out and they're kind of peacocking a little bit. And if we've talked about people that have power in college sports, the names always seemingly go right back to Petitti and Sankey. The Big Ten commissioner, Petitti, and the SEC commissioner, Greg Sankey. They were the last two to sign off on the Protect College Sports Act. Now, was that because they wanted to showcase to everybody, like, hey, we'll let you know when this is good? Or were they actually worried about some of the things that were going to affect the 2 biggest conferences in all of college sports? Whatever the case, if they're going to start taking a little bit of ownership, it's kind of like, states having power, like conference having power. So maybe we don't have to worry about a national entity. If the conferences are able to come together, this might be a good showcase of that. And maybe this is what we need for the future.
Yeah, and it kind of just take up all the problems that we have with the NCAA. They just kind of get rid of them. And then the NCAA can just do their March Madness thing because it feels like that's all they really have any power over or care about. And then the commissioners can just be those people. And then there isn't a need for one, commissioner to unite them all. It's like, hey, just treat your leagues as your own. And guess what? If you are Petitti and Sankey, all the other commissioners, they're just going to say, yep, you're right. Let's do that in our league too. Like the ACC and Big 12 have already started to do.
And Bavakwa,
Yeah,
right,
and
in
Pete
Notre Dame,
Bavakwa.
because I feel like he...
Would they really suspend a coach?
That would be huge. And would the coach sue them? And how would that work? Would the judge then just put in a suspension of the suspension, and then inevitably do you kick the can down?
Which might be worse if you were suspended for the start of the next season.
Or the judge says, yeah, he's your coach. You can do whatever you want.
And then what? Then there's inevitable court? Football starts.
Yeah, right.
We'll continue to talk about it all on the other side of this break. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. Take 3.
Rest in peace to the greatest dog of all time, Valor.
Wake up in the morning, smoking coffee, no cream. Scroll the feed, see some tweets on some crazy ass scenes. Trying to get to some money with our Powerball dreams. Cause when bills start stacking, we all feel the heat. We all hate the same folks, mostly lame bros. All the ain't Karens need go back where they came from. Cause we living, baby, we gotta get it daily. Wish we'd all spark up and light up all the shady. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some kin who are shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod. We all got problems and bullshit that we go. System missing the mark, leaving us doing the most. From the burbs to the country, all the way to the hood. We can all get along and motherfucker we should. We all hate the same folks, mostly lame bros. All the ain't Karens need go back where they came from. Cause we living, baby, we gotta get it daily. Wish we'd all spark up and light up all the shady. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some kin who are shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod. Different paths Avoid bullshit, it's so hard. So raise your smoke, whatever's your drink. We're more alike than we think. Forget the labels and the hate, they divide and conquer. We're all on the same rock, together we should wander. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some keyboard shooters and some full court movers and a buddy down the county running roughshod. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some keyboard shooters and some full court movers and a buddy down the county running roughshod.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey!
Why?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this FCS Eve Wednesday, August 26, 2026, hour 2 of the program begins now. Football is the greatest. Seemed like we either had a false start or a delay of game by somebody. Nonetheless, we are pumped up that FCS football kicks off the college football season tomorrow night at 6 p.m. on ESPN+. Everybody from Youngstown State to North Dakota.
Yep.
9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler obviously jacked up about the Fighting
wait.
Sioux out there at 8 o'clock in the ESPN+. The Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, AP Dunn is here. Look out for DK game day.
Yeah,
That's right.
September 2nd.
I like it. There's going to be special promos and offers.
Yeah.
Huge.
If you're of age and agree to gamble responsibly, you should come join us on the best sports book on earth, DraftKings. Now, it's available in all 50 states, obviously, because you can trade. So if you're of age and willing to be responsible and not an asshole, two very different things.
Yeah.
Can't have you ruin it for all of us, okay? Asshole. Responsible is, hey, let's make this a little bit more fire while we watch these games. FCS games, you're rolling the dice. You got to be super duper responsible. We have no idea about any of these tapes. Preseason football games, yeah, right. Super duper responsible. With that being said, we've fared pretty well, actually, in this entire preseason. Will that lead to
The best season yet.
Feels like it. Joining us now is a man who's really throwing high heat. He's representing the entire state of Ohio in everything that happens within its borders.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if it's in a trailer park or in a stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, to get to the bottom of it, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, go!
Trailer.
I do not speak for anybody that spent some time on the border of Ohio and Pennsylvania, maybe possibly point into a mobile home park. That has nothing to do with me.
Okay, well, I understand that you were trying to defer that even to Pennsylvania at one point yesterday, but
basically PA. We know that.
No, it is Ohio. No state is basically another state. That's why there's borders.
True.
Okay, that is why that kind of takes
Fought for
place.
those.
And Ohio is certainly its own country, which is a much deeper conversation, I guess. How are we all supposed to agree when you got like a country of Ohio that exists? And then they're supposed to all have the same opinion as somebody who's from Florida? And
Florida, man.
Louisiana, down there, occasion down the bayou, and let alone California, southern part of it, and northern part of it, and then the inland part of it.
Yep.
I don't know how we're all supposed to.
Or not.
Okay.
So it makes it great.
That's why sports are the best.
Exactly.
Speaking of sports,
Yes.
what's that?
Thank you, Darius.
United States of America.
United.
Yeah.
That's right.
50.
We're not supposed to all think the same thing and have the same opinions, but we're supposed to be able to respectively disagree.
There you go.
That's right. And move about our day. But every once in a while, you got to take a stand, don't you, right here. For instance, sounds like the commissioners, including Mr. Petiti, who obviously represents the Big Ten, he's saying, hey, go ahead. Do the little NFL thing. See what happens. You'll be gone. Okay, we'll suspend you. You obviously will lose paychecks. You'll lose opportunities. Your team, hopefully, will lose. You know, that is a hope that we are hoping that'll happen as well. But you're going to have to say, then the SEC's coming out saying, okay, yeah, we'll do the same thing. We might be getting to a point, and he said United States of America. I believe the states were supposed to govern the states, and then we're all supposed to come together and do the entire thing. And obviously, since 1776, 250 years later, it's certainly gotten a bit convoluted on how it all goes, but it does feel like the commissioners in the conferences, you go back to the Big 12 with what happened with Sorsby, feels like they're going to maybe be the ones that are going to be able to keep us going forward, AJ, potentially. And I'm excited about that, genuinely, because I was very worried about how this could all potentially blow up very quickly. We got gambling, we got pros going back, we got this going back. It's like at some point there's going to have to be a breaking point, but it's like the product on the field's so good, we need to keep it alive. Might be the commissioner's jobs, AJ.
Yeah, I guess it could be. So, like, what's going to happen in the next 10 days, 10 to 15 days? I know the 31st, something's coming down, right? There's some kind of ruling?
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is the commissioners are going to tell, seems like whoever voted for LSU said, we're not bad about it either. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. 16-0 vote is a pretty one-sided affair, and that would include LSU doing that. Now, are they doing what the NFL owners do, which is, we're all voting for this, whether we like it or not.
Good.
Okay? Even if there's two people that are against it. I think Mark Davis is really the only person that's ever been able to break through and be a one opposed vote against things. Normally, they try to show a united front. Now, it does feel like maybe this is when these conferences and commissioners are having these conversations and saying, hey, we need to be a united front here on everything if we want to kind of keep this going the way we're going. Maybe this will be the answer for the good of the sport. But what I do know, FCS games start tomorrow night. Youngstown State plays, North Dakota plays. Then we got this weekend, week 0. We're in Ireland. We're going to get a chance to see UNC play for the first time, under this new era. And then we're off in running, AJ. It is a spectacular time to be a fan of sport and to be alive. Whenever you look at this slate this weekend, obviously getting eyes on USC will be sweet, because for how many years do we think Lincoln Riley has over there if he's not successful? And is this year going to be his best year, favored by 30+? TCU favored by 7.5 over there in Ireland against Bill Belichick's boys. How does that team look this year? They had a recruiting class for the first time.
Better.
Remember last year they didn't have.
What are we hearing on them? For real, what have we heard? Any is it more positive than it has been?
There's
last year?
Definitely not positive.
Yeah.
Investigation.
I mean, on the field, the product on the field.
They named a starter. It would have to be better than what it was last year. Remember, and Paul Feinbaum, I believe, said yesterday that he is inching closely to the worst college football coach of all time. Is what he said about Bill Belichick, especially if he's not able to. He said that yesterday.
Crazy.
How could you even rank that? Ever?
He's just saying, if you look at the chaos, the controversies, the record, you name it, the expectations, there's an argument for it. And I'm like, there is certainly an argument that could be made that this has been a massive failure. Now, has it been a massive failure because of the noise outside of the building? Yeah, I think the noise outside of the building was very, very loud. I think they were going to try to attack however they possibly could. They certainly have. And now there's been reasons, and they've been giving reasons to potentially be attacked. But we talked to Marcus Spears last hour about how when he was going through the recruiting process with high school kids, how the transfer portal was kind of taking away the high school kind of opportunity. They firmly believe in like recruiting. Let's get these seniors in here. Let's develop them. They want to turn it into like a full development option. And last year they didn't have a recruiting class. This year they have a recruiting class, and they also use the transfer portal a little bit. I'd assume they think they're in a much better spot now, but I guess we find out this weekend against TCU is always good at football.
Yeah, I believe they have UNC. I believe they have 40 incoming freshmen and 30 transfers, so 70 new players this year. They do have some guys from last year who were good. Billy Edwards is a decent college quarterback. He was good at Maryland, not so good at Wisconsin. Injuries there. So we'll see. I mean, they bring in Bobby Petrino at OC, who scores everywhere and anywhere that he's ever been. TCU had some locker room issues, but they bring in Harvard quarterback Jaden Craig, so that'll be interesting there. We will find out a lot in that first game there in Ireland.
Yeah, we certainly will. And Hawaii, hey, I hope they play really good this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like them to be able to host a game day.
That'd
maybe,
be cool.
Maybe a couple.
They might.
Maybe a couple.
This year? They're going to be a good team.
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 of them late in the season, just back to back. They
got Timmy Chang back, leading that team.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Head coach?
Yeah, head coach.
What's that, Pac-12? They're in Pac-12? Mountain West is Pac-12, right? Are they?
No, two separate.
But
the Mountain West makes no. I mean,
Pac-12
North Dakota State is in the Mountain West. It just makes no sense.
No, college makes sense, dude. This all makes
sure.
sense.
And I also, you want Hawaii to get game day. Didn't you say Andrew Luck is legitimately thinking that Stanford might win the national championship this year?
That was one of the most interesting, not national championship.
He believes it.
Not national championship this year, but that was one of the most interesting interactions I had in Canton that entire time. The literally the entire weekend. Come out of the bathroom. He's going into the bathroom. First time I seen him. A lot of people everywhere, not like doing this entire thing. Andrew, so good to see you, man. We got to get you out of there. We got to get you to a place, because I think you're probably really good at what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Your dad obviously has managed teams your entire life. You've kind of seen it. You're super smart. You obviously know the ins and outs. You're passionate about it. I think you wanted to be a high school football coach at one point. It's like, we got to get you a place that can win. He goes, we can win. Like, straight face. I'm like, yeah. And he was like, no.
Like he was offended by what you were saying?
Yeah, like he was. And I was like,
serious.
yeah, he was very serious. And I'm like, okay, he goes, we just got a guy. We just got somebody. We're finding our people again. I'm like, hell yeah, okay, I'm pulling for you. So I'm picking Stanford to win every game until they lose.
Okay.
And I'm also believing in the 4-year plan at Stanford. Okay, I think Andrew Luck's committed, and I think they have a chance. This year, though, I don't know if game day's heading up there. I hope we get an opportunity to. Would be nice to kind of walk those lands, really tall trees, really
beautiful campus,
really big brains up there. But it feels like
might take some time.
We all kind of know what's going to happen.
He made me a believer.
Me too.
He gave me the same
year one or
same. Oh no, not year one.
Were you right
Do
before?
they have any money? They have any money to give? That's the question.
Well, they give the money to football.
Football, yeah, exactly.
Some of these super smart institutions have money, but it's like convincing these finance people that, hey, you get zero ROI other than maybe a good parking spot and your football team's good. I think it's a tough sell for some of these people. Now, there's other schools where they get these finance people and they're like, hey, you get an entrance back here, you give us $10 million, we'll get a couple of this. Big clap. What else? Your team will be good. You'll be able to brag. Deal. Here's $30 million, actually. You wanted 10, here's actually 30. Some of these places, I think it's tough to maybe get their money people to fully buy in on. So this person can transfer at the end of the year and I still have to pay them and they're not even going to be on the team and this doesn't guarantee a win. And do I have any say anything? Or is there any? No, nothing. I don't have a percentage of the team. Nothing. Nothing at all. Parking spot. Really good parking spot. Might be tough to get Stanford people to do it. But one school did it that made me believe. Northwestern. I don't think any of us would have expected Northwestern to be invested in a football team. They got a brand new stadium. Remember, they got Kelly wearing the little hard hat and the vest out there.
Look great.
They got everything coming together. One of the most prominent alumni of Northwestern, a man who has been on your television for 30 years on ESPN. Now, we were not asked to send a video congratulating him on his show.
What was that about?
Shout out to everybody over there. But we are very grateful because he was the first person to put me on ESPN on a regular basis, has always been incredibly kind to us, and is a man that we've watched, I'm 39, since I'm literally 9 years old, doing sports the right way. Ladies and gentlemen, a member of every single Hall of Fame that he could potentially be eligible for already, Mike Greenberg.
Yay!
How are you, man?
Thank you very much. Hi, guys. It's good to see you.
Yeah, we weren't asked to make a video. We were not happy about not being asked about making a video. Every other employee of ESPN, basically, or anybody that has ever been around you was asked to make a video. We're watching these videos unfold, and we go, how the fuck's that guy get an opportunity to say that? And we don't even get an opportunity. So we just want to let you know, we are very grateful for you. We understand the importance of you in our story as a whole, and also sports as a whole. So thank you for your service to sports, brother. Legitimately, we're very, very grateful for you, man.
Well, you have more than exceeded my expectation. I was hosting what was at that moment a somewhat floundering new morning talk show, and I needed something that might give it a jump start. And I saw you speak at the NFL draft in Nashville, and I said, there's something there. And that was where I got the idea to try it, the idea that you would then parlay that into not that long thereafter becoming literally the biggest star I've ever seen in sports media. I don't know that I foresaw that, but I will gladly take all the credit for it. And whoever it is, I will get to the bottom of whoever it is that put together those videos today and did not ask you guys to be a part of it, because that's a disgrace.
What's his name? Pete? Is that his name? I think we know.
No, it's not Pete. Pete's on vacation. Pete Famble.
No, it might have been Hembo.
Also,
It might have been Hembo. Might have been Hembo.
It wouldn't be Hembo.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Hembo is too busy right now. They're working out the potential completion percentage of all of the quarterbacks in the National Football League for the upcoming season. That takes him a little time.
I do love the homework assignments that seemingly happen for Hembo, and then the next day we get to reap the benefits of it as well, because you'll text it over to us. Hey, did you know? Boom, 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 boom. It's like, I feel like I just got a glimpse into Greeny's brain right there on what Greeny is looking for. He's a weapon, as are you. We're very grateful for you. Can we talk a little bit about the current state of sports as a whole? Obviously, we'll get to the NFL and everything good. College sports here. We're new to the game. I mean, I think we've been doing a live show now 7 years or something like that. I think is the timeline, maybe 8. I don't know. 8 years we've been doing a live show. So very, very young in this particular world. We were very NFL heavy for a while because it was what we thought people would want us to talk about. Why are we going to talk about stuff we don't know about? Getting dropped into the college football world with Game Day 2019, and then yet again 3 years ago, it's like, wow, this is just an entire universe. It is a completely different world. It's awesome. The pageantry, the tradition, the environments, the spectacles, the story. It is awesome. Pete Thamel, though, comes into us and says, hey, listen, if you want stability, you go somewhere else, pal. This is how this has been since the beginning of time. Is this legitimately what college sports has been forever? Is it just being spotlighted more now because there's money involved with the players? Or why do you think we're at this point of complete chaos? And why is it just kind of understood that this is how college sports is from your perspective?
The answer is both. Certainly for as long as I've been around, which is whatever it is now in the business in general, 35 years, and probably long before that, there has been unimaginable corruption. The old expression that I think was originally attributed to NASCAR definitely applies, which is if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Everyone was trying to cheat. Everyone was slipping players' money under the table and all sorts of things that were then against the rules. So to that extent, there has always been that element of college sports. The part of it that, of course, is brand new, as you just pointed out, is that now there are no rules. There's a great line in the movie Grease, which I love, when they're going to have the race. John Travolta is going to race in the car, and the guy says, the rules are there ain't no rules. And that's exactly what is going on in collegiate sports right now. There are no rules. We've got guys leaving NFL teams because it is more lucrative for them to go back and play in college. And I'm one of the very few people who does not think that is the end of the world. I know that the Big Ten and the SEC are now treating that as though it's the most terrible thing that ever happened. I actually agreed with a lot of what Lane Kiffin said on your show yesterday, which is if everyone else is going to, if anyone can be doing it, we should be doing it. I don't think he should be criticized for that. His job is to win football games. It's not to achieve some sort of state of morality that the sport has absolutely never aspired to. And second of all, it's not like Patrick Mahomes is coming back and playing for Texas Tech. You're talking about people who are sort of right on the fringe. Like AJ, I'm looking at your face and trying to gauge what your reaction to this is. If you've got a guy who is an undrafted free agent, goes through the process in the NFL, doesn't make it. Let's not Daquan Wright, who sort of seems to have had this deal
Jack
ahead of
Clyburn.
him. But so who just goes through the process, and at the very end he is cut, and now his options are A, go find a career somewhere else, go do something else for a living, or B, the colleges are offering you money to come back and play. I'm not 100% sure why we think it is the end of the world that B is an option. Now, I'm sure there are reasons I'm not thinking of why this is terrible, but I'd love to hear exactly what they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as players, they're talking like it's supposedly unfair, right? If you're a player and you went through training camp and you do all this, and then all of a sudden, hey, a week before the first game, an NFL guy that was in camp comes back and takes your gig. I understand that part of it, but I don't know, Greeny. I would never blame the player. If you're a guy that's trying to play in the NFL, you're trying to continue playing. If you have the option to go back, yeah, I'm going to go try to play anywhere. I'll go to the Arena League, the USXFL, what we call it. I'm going anywhere. So the fact that it's only possibly a 1-year deal is why I think it's not a huge thing.
AJ literally just said you can't hate the player here. You got to hate the game. And that's kind of what you said about Lane Kiffin right there. Mm-hmm. Now, I think the way you chit-chatted about the way the conferences have come out and said, like, hey, this is the worst thing in the world, I think the conference commissioners watched what happened with Sorsby in the Big 12 and inevitably Texas Tech and Sorsby both kind of backing off of that decision. I think the commissioners are trying to figure out whether or not they can be the ones that can kind of maybe be the guardians, the guardrails of college sports as a whole. Like, is it a big deal, especially with, we got guys playing 8 years, 9 years, 6 years, and all these things when you talk about these 5-for-5 guys? I think back in the day a little bit more because professional amateurism status, right? That was always the thing. Now everybody's kind of professional. But I think this is the commissioners just being like, no, like this cannot be what this is anymore. And I think we need more of that, to be honest. Now, who will sue and what will the ruling say and how will the courts deem it all, I guess, is what we got to look at next. But to your point, like listening to Lane explain why he's doing it, and he's like, we're either playing with the guy or against the guy. And my job is to win. And then players having an option to make like $350,000, $500,000, or go sell insurance maybe later, or play in the CFL for $75,000 or $100,000 or whatever. I understand why they want to do it. I could see why Lane would want to do it. But there's a lot of coaches that are saying, we're not doing it. And it feels like the commissioners now for the first time are saying, we're not doing it. It's an interesting time, man. It does feel like we're at a boiling point, old Greeny. I know that probably happens a lot in this world, thinking, how could it get crazier? How could it get any bigger? This feels like one, though. Doesn't it, Greeny? It feels a little bit?
Well, Sorsby was a breaking point. So I remember I was on your show the day the Brendan Sorsby news broke, and you asked me about it, and I hadn't really had a lot of time to think about it. And I went on TV the next day and I said, I sort of regretted my response here because it wasn't forceful enough. I hadn't had enough time to sort of think it through.
Hey, we apologize for putting you in that spot, it seems.
No.
30-year career, we almost ruined it.
Happened halfway through
the
interview.
Not at all.
Spot.
Okay.
That's not what I meant. But I just didn't know it was even going on until I heard you talking about it. And so you know what it's like. You offer your first thought on something, and then you have a little more time to think about it, and you realize, damn it, why the hell didn't I say this? Gambling is something entirely different from eligibility. So gambling is a whole separate problem. And with the enormous rise in popularity and significance of gambling in America, that's something I fully understand why the teams, the conferences, the leagues, and everybody else need to be as completely steadfast in as they can. This is something entirely different. There are a million shades of gray to this. So let's say a guy goes and he spends a couple of weeks in a training camp. Or let's look at a guy who makes it into the G League and doesn't make it any further than that in the NBA. We have a guy who was coming back to play also at LSU, who was a great player at St. John's, played in some NBA preseason games, didn't make it to the league. He can make more money by going back to school. I don't think anyone is, yes, there will be some victims in this, to the point that AJ just made. Someone has to lose a spot in order for someone else to gain a spot. But that happens in a lot of different ways. So to me, this is vastly different from Sorsby. Eligibility is a different question. And I'm not 100% sure that when push comes to shove, they won't make some sort of ruling. There won't be some sort of rule in which players can go a certain distance into finding out whether or not they are ready to be pros before they go back to college.
The whole getting paid in college thing changes the entire amateurism thing, because you used to ask the NCAA why you couldn't do something. Hey, why can't this guy buy me 10 Jack and Diets? Okay, because amateurism. That's a word you made up. You can't, yeah, we did, and it's the reason. Hey, why can't I get a car? I just did some stuff over here. I want to get a car. Amateurism. It'll ruin your amateur status. You guys made that word up again. Remember, that's a word that you made up as an excuse. It's like, yeah, welcome to the NCAA world. That used to be the answer for everything. Now, because everybody's like kind of professional, I don't know. Which, once again, I think the commissioners saw this as an opportunity because they saw how everybody has responded to it pretty much. I think they saw this as an opportunity to be like, all right, we can be the ones that kind of maybe have to regulate this entire thing. We'll see how it goes. Let's pivot to the NFL because obviously we are right around the corner. Your team, man, I don't know. I'm not hearing much. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Green, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I think you guys might be laying under the radar. Your New York Football Jets, obviously, What's your thoughts for Aaron Glenn, Geno Smith this year heading into the season? We know it kind of it can be a roller coaster of emotions for you sometimes as a Jets fan.
Yeah, you thought about didn't he think about cutting his?
He said he might cut his meat off. Yeah, back in the day if they won it all.
It was a toe. There was a toe game. There was a toe game. I was willing to sacrifice a toe. I've rethought that, but I have very few appendages left at this stage of my life that are really of that much value to me. The Jets have not made the playoffs in 15 years. I know I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but maybe there's someone listening to this conversation who does not realize that. I want you to conceptualize that. Think of all the things that have happened in 15 years. The Jets have not made the playoffs a single time. It is the longest streak in any of the four major sports. So incremental progress, I think, is what we have to be looking for here. Here's the best thing I can think of to tell you about the Jets. I think the Jets have a lot more good players than most fans out there realize, because by the end of last season, they were absolutely tanking. People talk about NFL teams not tanking. NFL teams absolutely tank. They traded away their two best defensive players, and they started the worst quarterback on their roster for the last 4 or 5 games to make sure they did not win. And they were, during those games, by far the worst team in the league. They aren't that bad. They have a bunch of good players on that team. And Dan Orlovsky said it the other day on Get Up, and I agree with him. The Jets have a chance to have a good enough year, and I don't even know if you measure that in wins and losses. They're certainly not going to be a contender this year. They have Buffalo and New England in their division who are way better than they are. But I think the Jets could make themselves a pretty attractive place for whatever quarterback it is next year that is looking for a spot, whether that is someone that they draft like Arch Manning or Dante Moore or whoever it is, or if the free agent shakes loose, a la Aaron Rodgers once upon a time. They actually traded for Rodgers, but you know what I mean. Some veteran who is looking for a new spot, and maybe the Jets decide to go that way. I think they could be a year away from being something of some consequence. In order to get there, they have to be good this year. Not great, but good, and I think they have a chance at that.
Baker Mayfield, fun conversation. I mean, obviously, who knows how it works out with him in Tampa Bay. And I couldn't even fathom a 15-year playoff drought. Now, granted, I'm in the middle of it with the Colts. We're close. We have not won AFC South in 12 years now at this point. But I couldn't imagine being on a microphone for 30 years, okay, talking about sports, talking about the NFL, and having your team put up these types of numbers. So I don't know if you know this. We looked this up. Overall record during your tenure of having to speak to the world about sports, 206 and 279. That's a lot of L's. That's a lot of times getting on camera saying, look, the Jets aren't going to win a Super Bowl. But the NFL, a lot of that, a lot of that type of stuff. 11 head coaches over that span, 30 years. 29 starting quarterbacks, 30 years. 15, obviously, he just talked about the playoff drought. And then you look right there at the end. It's been beautiful. 0 Super Bowl appearances. Now, Rex Ryan did have 4 playoff wins, I believe, where there was also good times and great Hard Knocks seasons. So that was probably the best time to be alive for you. But the Jets have not really delivered for you as a man in front of a microphone in some time. Maybe this year with Frank Reich as the offensive coordinator and Geno Smith slicing and dicing in the last preseason game. And Aaron Glenn keeping the information tight about the draft and not leaking that out. Nobody knew who the hell the Jets were going to pick. Maybe this is the year that the Jets turn it around for you, for your next 30 years, Greeny.
I would absolutely love that. Like, you look at all the different ways that they've tried. The jersey that I'm wearing there, I'm not sure. Maybe I think that's an Aaron Rodgers jersey.
Yeah, it's an 8. We changed it to a 0. Yeah, but
you guys did a very good job.
Atta baby, Dirty. Good work, Dirty, on the thing. But on that note, 8 really Super Bowl appearances. Yeah, right. You would have never. You know what I mean? 0 is the number. Yeah.
But the Jets, look at the different things that they've tried just in the last few years. They drafted Zach Wilson 2nd overall. They drafted Sam Darnold 3rd overall. And they traded for maybe the best quarterback of his generation in Aaron Rodgers, and nothing has worked. That has been the really frustrating part. They just can't get the quarterback thing right for whatever reason. So Geno Smith hopefully holds down the fort, plays decent enough to make the Jets an attractive place for whoever it is that might come in next year and be their quarterback.
All right, I love it. Let's go to the other team, shall we, in New Jersey. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, to make it worse, you had to watch the Giants win a couple of Super Bowl titles, beating the evil empire. But what's your thoughts on the Giants this year? First year with Harbaugh, second year with Jackson Dart. All accounts look like Malik Neighbors will be healthy. What's your thoughts with the Giants going this year?
I think they have a chance to be good. I think they play in a really good division. I think the Cowboys are going to be way better. I think their defense has a chance to really make a jump. And the Eagles have been the class of the division and one of the class teams of the league for a long time. So the Giants, here's the thing about the Giants. And I wish I had the number in front of me. Hembo would have it. Maybe you guys know it. I believe they lost 4 games in which they had double-digit leads in the fourth quarter last year, which was unprecedented in NFL history. They were a team that wasn't nearly as bad as their record for most of their year. And they did that with a significant injury to Malik Neighbors right at the very beginning. They did that while Jackson Dart was a rookie and was learning on the fly. And then they did it with obviously much less experience and probably competent coaching than they should have this year. So I think I am one who thinks the Giants have a chance to be pretty good. They got a ton of pass rushers. I love Cam Scatterbo if he's able to stay healthy. There's nothing about that kid not to love. And I believe in Dart. I think he has a chance to be a really good player. So I think the Giants have a chance, if everything goes their way, to be like a fringe playoff team this year. The NFC is loaded with the Rams obviously being a super team. And I just mentioned the Eagles and Cowboys in their division. But I think the Giants have a chance to be a team that's playing meaningful games in December, which for them would be an enormous step in the right direction.
Let's stay healthy. And how about today is the day where it actually let's do a universe ball real quick.
Okay, here we go.
Greeny, I'm happy you're here for this because you are a football sports lord of sorts. Okay, even though you would not decide that. This flag football championship football, which might be the best
ball.
Have a catch ball. I mean, you could kick this thing if you had to. The sizing is perfect. If you got baby little carny hands, you could still grip this thing and kind of throw it. You know, this is a good ball. Universe will tell us if this ball goes in that hoop right there, no more injuries rest of the NFL season.
Okay.
To anybody, Greeny. To anybody, Greeny. No more injuries at all. Do you have anything to say before this ball gets tossed to the universe?
Please make this shot.
Well, it's not about me, Greeny. Once again, this is the universe doing this with this ball. It's not me.
Oh, kind of.
Well, I don't have a lot of faith in the universe when it comes to this, having watched the sport a really long time.
You're just
but
a conduit.
I'm hoping as best I can.
Come on, universe. Yeah. Oh my God.
No, it was close. It wasn't even close.
What does that mean?
I ruined the season.
I mean, it's not good.
Injuries.
I ruined the season, is what I mean. So people are already saying I'm ruining sports. I can't believe it was the universe. Remember, it was not me. It was the universe. Okay, let's talk. We're going to have to do that again.
Yeah, way to go, man.
I'm so
Thanks
sorry.
a lot.
The hoop got smaller out of nowhere.
They should cancel all practices the rest of the day.
No, the year.
Son of a bitch.
Right.
No, okay, hold on.
You screwed us, dude. You screwed us.
No, I didn't mean to, though. It wasn't me, remember? It wasn't me. It was the
universe put a few more balls down there.
Yeah.
They weren't down there 5 seconds ago.
No, they weren't, actually.
Set hut.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, that was good.
Good line.
Oh, yeah.
The universe normally works in threes.
I was going to say that is a.
Okay, that was actually that wasn't about that. The universe just said it wasn't about. It was like, hey, if that ball goes in, talk about something good. If that ball doesn't go in, talk about something bad. Connor has a question for you, Greeny. Thank you, universe.
Yeah, Greeny, Junior, Ian Rappaport said, hey, it is impossible for the Falcons to start Tua at quarterback right now, which some people thought was a little egregious, but also hard to argue. And then he also mentioned that the door's pretty much open for Michael Penix Jr. to go out and just kind of steal that job, take that job from Tua for Atlanta. What do you think about Atlanta right now? Do you have any expectation for them? Do you think they'll kind of maybe fall off a cliff? It's Stefanski's first year. What are you thinking about the Atlanta Falcons, and who do you kind of see taking over as that starter, maybe even long-term for Atlanta?
Well, I think their long-term quarterback answer is probably not in the building, and it's a real shame because they have so many good players. They have Bijan Robinson, who is certainly as much fun to watch as any player in the league, and people who know a lot more about the sport than I do will argue he might actually be the best football player in the NFL. And they've got London and they've got Pitts and they've got all these other guys. And they just haven't been able to get the quarterback thing right. I don't know that I would say Tua can't possibly start a game for them, but I would say if you had any better option, he shouldn't. And I just don't know that Michael Penix is going to be a long-term option. Look, the injury history on him, and you guys don't need me to tell you that. And obviously being there where you are, you saw him at Indiana. He's so talented. But the history of injuries, when guys are as hurt as he always was in college, the idea that you're going to get him for 17 games, much less 5 or 6 years of healthy play, I think feels incredibly unlikely. That was a pick that stunned me when they made it. Now you're seeing why. I'd love to see him healthy, because if somehow he stayed healthy, then I think the Falcons could be a really interesting team. But it would pleasantly but very much surprise me if he's able to. I think they're one of the teams that'll be looking at quarterbacks in next year's draft.
It's being reported that Tua will start the final preseason game against the Miami Dolphins on Friday night. You know what that means? That means Cooper Kush is coming in. Okay, if Penix is Cooper Kush is going to be coming in there, and then Jack Strand probably gets maybe the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about Jack Strand. Okay, we seen this guy. He spiked the ball into our area. My daughter had to hand it back to the rest because of how powerful his spike was after he scored a touchdown against the Indianapolis Colts. He is 6'5". He's thrown for like 3,000 yards or something like that at Minnesota State Moorhead. I think he wants to be an astronaut. I think that is what he's looking to do, and he can spin it. This guy can spin it. Now, will he be the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons?
That'd be hilarious.
Maybe UConn.
No, we're not doing it.
No, if he doesn't make it, maybe. Hey, come on, Coach Candle.
Hold on.
Go ahead and get him.
See, Greeny, this is what you're talking. This is
UConn's not in the conference, though. That's
independent.
A big,
We do what we want.
No.
Can they do it?
Us and Notre Dame.
No, Notre Dame already said they will. They're aligned.
But UConn can do whatever they want. They're in their own conference. They're independent.
Kind of a fart in the wind, though, right? If it's UConn, I mean, they could take Aaron Donald, and it really, who cares?
He can play quarterback and.
Yeah, what's the point?
How do you feel about that? You talked about you guys had that
New
haunted,
England,
you guys
too.
had that haunted hotel or something up there. I remember a couple years ago.
Jim Moore's out. They probably follow him.
Yeah, the ghost.
True.
Yeah,
level up to Colorado State.
Seems like they're down there. Okay, let's talk about ghosts. Offensive linemen had been seeing ghosts since this guy from Penn Hills got into the NFL. He's a monster, an animal. He's been out of football for 2 years. His words were, got to see if I have that fire again. And then all we've seen is workouts where it appears as if he might be faster than he was before. So is he more healthy, more rested? Should we expect Aaron Donald when he comes back to the Rams, which we all kind of assume he will be doing in a matter of time? What are your expectations for him? And what about Myles Garrett being next to him for the first time in his career, getting an opportunity to be the Avengers, actually, on the defensive side with 2 defensive MVPs?
Here's what I think of that. My son played AAU basketball for a very, very long time on teams that never had any players who were going to wind up playing Division I college or going to the NBA. I watched in my life a lot of games that I knew in the layup line should not be played, right? We're in the layup line. We got a bunch of 12-year-olds on this side. On the other side, these guys are doing reverse dunks in the layup line. And I'm like, guys, why are we doing this? Like, why even start? They have to call off the press when it's a 20-point lead. Like, that's what lining up Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald next to each other is like. If you put Reggie White and Joe Green next to each other on a defensive line, the opposition would have just quit. And that is what we're looking at right here. If they are healthy, if the Rams, I mean, the universe just reminded us, with our football toss there. Whoa. I mean, injuries are always the great equalizer in everything. So the Rams, if they are beset by injury, then like any other team, they become very mortal. But if Donald, Garrett, and Stafford are all healthy, and then some combination of Nakua and Devontae Adams and all their other good players, so long as they are not completely devastated by injury, they're as prohibitive a favorite as I can remember in the NFL in a really long time. What's the last time we had a team that before the season started, you said if they stay healthy, they were superior to this. Their chances were better than what you would say the Rams are right now. I'm not sure what team we'd have to go back to.
Okay, so the 2023 Chiefs had the same odds to win the title at plus 600. I believe that is where the Rams are right now. That's absurd. Obviously, there's 32 teams. That should be 1,000. That everybody should be up near there. So plus 600, whenever you're talking about an entire field of NFL teams to win the title before it even starts, is an absurd favorite. Is that because of the amount of money that's being bet on the Rams, so the sports books are just kind of catch up because obviously they want money on both sides of this entire thing? Or is it because they view the team to be as dominant as they could ever be, just like the 2023 Chiefs saw? And I think it's that one. I don't think it's trying to catch up to the money. I think it's seeing what we're all seeing. Like, Greeny, you hit the nail on the head there. Whenever you talk about Reggie White and Mean Joe Green, it's like, how do you get a first down on these guys? Because it's not just in the front end. The back end, they loaded up too. It's like, if they're not going to get to the quarterback or stop the run immediately, back end's got dogs everywhere as well. That's just the defensive side, let alone Matty and Puka and everybody they got on the offensive side. I assume the pressure is crazy whenever you have that good of a roster, because obviously you're expected to win. But they've been living like that since they won a title anyways. It feels like they're all made for the LA Lights with another Super Bowl back.
Yeah, we always talk about, when you look at these teams, these organizations, ownership, head coach, quarterback. And they got stability there. They got the reigning MVP there. And then you go to the other side of the ball, you have the reigning defensive player of the year. I mean, this is, for me, with or without Aaron Donald. Obviously, Aaron Donald moves the needle, but you still have a very, very talented defensive front. Then you went and got Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs, who already have McDuffie a couple titles under his belt. So not only his experience on the field, but in that locker room is going to be great, man. So, yeah, everything, if they stay healthy going into the season, like you said, the 23 Chiefs, probably the 07 Patriots when you had Moss and Walker and all those guys, but yeah, they should be as dumb. But you still got to play the games. You still have the reigning defending champs, Seattle Seahawks, who we're getting a closer look with the Hard Knocks. And they got a lot of those things in place as well. So, I mean, we'll see.
I love this Hard Knock season. Feels like I'm learning about maybe a coach that could go down as a great of all time in McDonald, with how quickly he won a Super Bowl, with how young he is, and seemingly his future over there with Schneider as the GM, who might go down as one of the greats of all time. Hard Knocks do anything for you? Does Hard Knocks, because we're watching Seattle and I'm loving it. I'm watching McDonald talk to his leadership council, which is like 15 people. That's a lot of people in there. There was a lot of people in that leadership council, him reaching directly and kind of the locker room, monitoring the locker room. The practice, the way he gets on people's ass, like he gets on people's ass, his theories, the way he brings in other coaches, like I love watching this guy. That's what I'm getting from Hard Knocks. For you, 30 years in this entire thing, Hard Knocks had its run. Now it seems like it might be back as the Super Bowl champs. How do you watch that? And what are your thoughts on what's happening in Seattle?
I love it. Seattle, I think, obviously is, if anyone out there right now feels like they could challenge the Rams at their best, they're probably the closest thing to it. That defense is that level of good. I think Houston's defense is that level of good as well. But you look at the offensive firepower that the Rams have, and neither Houston nor Seattle can touch it. Here's what I think is the most genius thing about, so you guys who played, I think, have a totally different view of it, because you've lived this. All these things seem relatively familiar to you. And so you're seeing how this team goes about it. For people like me, before I got to ESPN, so 30 plus years ago, I worked in the local media. I worked in Chicago and I covered the Chicago Bears. And there are very specific times where we were allowed as reporters to go into the locker room during the week. There was an hour on a Wednesday and an hour on a Thursday, and they would bring the coach out and the quarterback and a few players out for specific press conferences. And we could watch a little bit of practice, but not all of it. And I think reporters like me always were dying to know, what is it like when we're not there? What do they talk about when we're not there? What does it feel like when we're not there? What does it look like when we're not there? And I'm sure they are cognizant of the cameras being around, so this probably isn't fully authentic, but it's so much closer than anything that someone like me would ever have had the opportunity to see. So I've always loved it. Some teams are more entertaining than others. You pointed it out. The Rex Ryan Jets were definitely the most fun team, because Rex, just as is the case now, didn't give a damn what he said. So they were the most fun team to watch, but I find it all fascinating because there's so much in it that I would otherwise never get a chance to see.
Yeah, I really like this season more so than maybe a couple past training camp seasons. That off-season one with the Giants, the greatest. I mean, terrible for the Giants.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, never going to get approved again by any team because of it. But, boy, for us, that was spectacular because we've never seen that side. Yeah. So just like you were talking about with the players, it's like we hear about what the conversations are. We can guess with what the conversations are, but actually being in there where you got a GM asking his kids, what would you do? You know, if you're in this thing, it's like, okay, we do got humans out here. You know,
owner coming in.
I will not be able to sleep if this guy ends up on the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm just telling you, this guy, he's got to be our most popular guy. Oh my God. Worst case scenario. Oh, my life is over if this happens. And then literally MVP Super Bowl.
Yeah, lo and behold.
For the Eagles right there. I mean, that's why a team will never do it again. Never, ever do it again. But I like whenever we get this shit. It feels like it's getting good. Okay, let's pivot from, Hard Knocks. And you just mentioned the Chicago Bears there getting a chance to be a reporter in there. That feels like a team that's going to have a lot of news coming out of it this year and for the foreseeable future. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Greeny, what are your thoughts on the relationship between Ben Johnson and Caleb? Because obviously they take Caleb 1 overall. He's been good. He's been a great playmaker, but it still feels like Ben Johnson is not afraid to criticize him and criticize how he plays within Ben Johnson's offense. What do you think about that relationship and their future together?
All right, I've been workshopping this take. I'm dying to hear what you guys think.
Oh, yes. This is the first time? This is the first time?
Yes.
So I've used it and like, like guys will use it on the road and then they go on the Tonight Show and they actually get to finally. Yeah. So I've used it in some other, media.
Yes.
But now here we are in the big time and I'm going to.
Hey, good luck, kid. Good luck, kid.
Let's see how this thing plays. The history of football is defined more than anything by the great quarterback-coach combinations, right? If you look at the best teams in history, you go back to Lombardi and Bart Starr and Terry Bradshaw and Chuck Noll, and then into the 80s where you had Jimmy Johnson and Troy Aikman, and the 80s was Joe Montana and Bill Walsh. The 90s was Jimmy Johnson and Troy Aikman, which should have lasted longer. And then you get to Belichick and Brady and Reed and Mahomes. These are the greatest teams in NFL history. So if you're going to place a bet on any combination right now to become the next one in that line, if you're going to take any young quarterback and coach combination and say, I could see them becoming that, they're that good. I love the coach that much and I love the player that much. I think this is where I would put my money. I think Ben Johnson is brilliant. Now, I have been hearing that from Rex for a very long time. I think you guys may know Rex's son was an offensive coach on the Lions for many years. So Rex has been hearing about and thus telling me about Ben Johnson since before the whole world caught on to Ben Johnson. I think he's magnificent. I love everything about his attitude. He takes the job and immediately calls out the Green Bay Packers. This year, when the world is projecting that they're a candidate to regress, he's up there talking about breaking the all-time scoring record. I've never seen a team run the ball as creatively and effectively as they did a year ago. And then you combine him with Caleb, who I think has the gifts of just about any quarterback I've ever seen. I'm not sure I've ever seen a quarterback who is just more naturally gifted. He's certainly on the very highest possible level of that. And he's a young man who seems to get it. I've never met him in my entire life, but he seems, while he kind of marches to the beat of his own drum, I actually think he kind of gets it. So if you're going to look at the young quarterback coach combinations in the league now, there are a lot of them because there are a lot of good young quarterbacks. I think if I had to bet on one to become the next great duo, I think this is who I would bet. I would bet on Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. What do you think of that take?
Pretty good take, especially because you had the timeline, all the way back to the 70s. That legitimizes your conversation immediately. So I think the setup was good. I think the punch was good. I think the transition from that to there was also fantastic and certainly agreeable take. But on that note, Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor, right? Do they consider it like a next group? They've already been to a Super Bowl, these two.
Zach doesn't even want to throw his flag.
What year is he going into?
He might get fired.
Yeah, but they were in a Super Bowl already together. Would they not count together?
Going into year 8?
They were in a Super Bowl.
How young are we talking?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Greeny, we gotta qualify this.
Sirianni and Hurts been in 2 Super Bowls.
McAfee, if you owned an NFL team, which candidly someday you might, and I gave you right now the option of Ben Johnson or Zach Taylor to coach it, which one of them would you take?
Okay. What is that all about?
There's
no reason. It's not about me.
Get that, Greeny.
I don't have Joe Burrow.
That's a good take.
Yeah, I don't have Joe Burrow as my quarterback, Now that's a question, I guess. What young quarterback would you draft? McDaniels, Drake May. There's another one, maybe.
Drake May, for sure, him and Vrabel, and even with, how loud it's been, if they start out the season 4-5-0, 6-2, all that will be quiet. I think Sean Payton, Bo Nix have a pretty good argument, too, honestly.
Hey, there's a couple around there, which is why the league is in such a good spot because we have so many good quarterbacks. It does feel like younger quarterbacks playing better now than they ever have in the past. I think you would be able to state that clearer than anybody else.
D'Amico, C.J. Stroud, you could argue, too.
D'Amico, defense guy.
A lot of people are out on Stroud, but he already has
three playoff.
He's
playoff
won in
wins,
every year.
Every year.
He was saying quarterback people, though, I think, right? You were
No,
talking
no,
about
quarterback head coach.
Oh, okay, okay.
So like Sirianni, Hurts, Herbert, Harbaugh.
Like if you were just, that's why I think Drake and Vrabel probably would be the one, just because what Drake's already done. Because like McDaniel, let's say they have another great year and McDaniel ends up getting gets like a head coach opportunity and doesn't leave maybe after this year, but leaves the year after. Like at this point with Drake, man, it feels like we're already pretty comfortable and like how smart he is and how good he is, that an OC leaving wouldn't be the worst thing ever.
And Lamar, do we count Lamar? Whoever Lamar is with?
Minter.
Is anyone thinking
Minter could be, right?
Monken and Watson?
I like your take, Greeny. Listen to what we just did here. This is what you've been doing for 30 years. Good, pretty good, Greeny. Hey.
We're just stirring the pot. That's all we're here to do. We're just stirring the pot. We're coming up with takes. I've been working on that one for a little while. I'm delighted with the way that it landed.
Okay, I'm happy you liked it as well. We loved it. You liked it. Okay, let's pivot off of football. Who's winning the Super Bowl right now, August 26th? I don't need a big take. Just who's winning the Super Bowl?
I mean, it's too easy to say the Rams. Like, there's no
plus 550. Hold on, it got even better.
Rams.
I'm sorry, plus 550 now. It's better than what the Chiefs, I believe, were in 2023 now. Shortest odds in the
history. The reality is it's very hard to look at any team and say they're as good as the Rams. So what you're betting on, if you're not picking them, is something bad happening to them. If there's a team out there that I think is greatly undervalued on that board, it's Denver. I remain very surprised at how little attention the Broncos are getting. That is a team that, with no disrespect intended to the Patriots, that's a team that absolutely would have been in the Super Bowl last year if Bo Nix hadn't gotten hurt. And at the very end of that game against Buffalo, he played great in that game against Josh Allen. And I think they were at home. They wound up playing that game with a quarterback who just had no chance. And then weather came in unlike anything I've ever seen in my entire life. That's a team that's defense is totally legit. Maybe not quite on the level of the Texans or the Rams, but not that far behind. And they've added Jalen Waddle, and they've got the coach who's been there and done that. I'm very surprised at how little attention Denver is getting.
Brand new facility, too. They're walking into a beautiful, beautiful place every day they go to work, let alone the city of Denver. Everybody obviously sings its praises. So I said, the Rams plus 550, shorter than the 2023 Chiefs, certainly. Not shortest odds of all time. 1994, San Francisco 49ers. This might be a Hembo trivia question at some point. Their odds, I believe, are plus 200.
Yeah. The year after that, the Cowboys were plus 300.
Jerry Rice, Steve
Prime,
Young,
yeah.
Prime was on that team as well.
Emmett.
I mean, that was back whenever sports gambling was also like, hey, I'm giving you plus 200, plus 250 on this for that entire thing. So there has been odds-on favorites from the beginning. Go
It
ahead.
was probably also back when there was about 4 quarterbacks instead of 10, 12 quarterbacks.
94.
No. You're talking about the quarterback club?
Yeah, who?
There was 6 of them. Have some respect.
No, they were
Just in the NFC, you got, Steve Young, Aikman, Favre. I mean, there's 3 right there.
All right, let's go to the other side now.
Marino.
I covered the Super Bowl.
Marino Elway.
Sorry. Grady was actually there. Hold on. Let's do it. Celebrating 30 years of Grady.
They played San Diego in the Super Bowl that year, and I think that was the least competitive sporting event I've ever attended in my entire life. My son's AAU team that played against a bunch of kids who wound up in the NBA had a better chance of winning than I think the score. Someone could look. 40. I think the score was 21-0 at the quarter. It might have been 28-0 at the quarter. They had Ricky Waters, Jerry Rice running wild. That was the Steve Young got the monkey off his back game. They obliterated them. That was at a time when the Cowboys and 49ers just owned the NFL. It was the year that Jimmy Johnson had left, the first year after. The Cowboys had won the previous 2 Super Bowls. And then Jimmy Johnson left unceremoniously, as everybody knows. And that's where the Niners got in there, and they destroyed everything in their path. That team did have Dahn. They were as good as any team you'll ever see.
49-26, they win that particular Super Bowl. I assume there are some trash time scores. You talk about the Niners and the Cowboys obviously running roughshod during that period of time. Obviously, their fan bases still showcase that. Entire generations obviously got to experience that dominance and became massive fans of them. Are the Niners looking to move because that substation? Are they going to Ohio?
Oh, I mean, they got a lot of distractions.
That's what he's out there looking at.
Are the Niners looking to move to Ohio right now to get away from that substation? Is that what's happened? Nobody's
scouting out some land. Might have been scouting some practice facilities.
I mean, might be able to purchase.
The Ohio 140s, I think, is what they're calling them.
No more 49ers.
Yeah, no,
160, I think.
No,
160.
No, it might have been 159ers. We're not 100% sure what all it is, but Are the Niners moving out of Santa Clara to Ohio? That would kind of change some things.
Why?
Scouting land. I don't know. Nobody talks about that.
I'd be smarter.
Happy 30.
I have nothing to say whatsoever. I'm just enjoying the conversation.
Happy 30 years at ESPN, Greeny. Happy 30 years.
Thank you. Hey, let me say something. Two very quick things, if this is you letting me go.
No, we got to ask you about baseball real quick before we let you go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Greeny, I did just want to ask, and I don't know why no one's talking about this. It's probably because the NFL season is right around the corner. But what's your take on the whole Mark Walter situation? Because Jet Passan's been getting fucking killed online because he basically said, hey, anyone could have done this. He said this a while ago, and then like yesterday basically said, oh, wait, they actually do have a massive tax loophole that gives them a huge advantage over every other team. And now we're basically staring down a work stoppage because this cheating, lying, fraudulent scumbag, who I hate saying it because he's from Iowa. He's an Iowa guy. Mark Walter essentially just destroyed baseball. Like, why is no one talking about this? And is that essentially what's going to happen? Like, they're going to have to blow up this whole thing, right? The Dodgers can't keep doing this because they just fucking cheated for the last 5 years, and now we're not going to have a baseball season next year.
They have an amount of money at their disposal that no other team does, is what you're referring to. So Mark Walter is someone that I wouldn't say I know him. I have met him. He is, not only is he from Iowa, but he is a Northwestern alum, and he is one of the 2 or 3 biggest benefactors of the Northwestern athletics program. People made a very big deal when we built our new football workout facility, Pat. I'm not sure if you've ever been there to see it. But people were saying it was literally the nicest facility that any school had in the whole country. It is called the Walter Sports Facility. So he's an enormously important person at Northwestern. That's neither here nor there for the purposes of this conversation, except that I have been aware of him a lot longer than most people have. He was a person who flew very under the radar. I can't pretend I know anything about the situation that he is in. But what is pretty clear is that he needs a ton of money, right? He needs to liquidate pretty much everything. He's sold the Lakers. From what I understand, he's going to wind up selling Chelsea and probably the Dodgers as well, even though he has said he's not going to. It's an interesting question as far as what impact that has had on the sport. They have backloaded all of these contracts, right? That's another piece of all of this. Like Shohei Ohtani's money he's not getting all that for
Bonilla. They got a bunch of Bonilla deals, deferred payments.
But way more. Like Bobby Bonilla gets like $1 million once a year. Like Shohei Ohtani is going to be getting like $30 million, every year, starting 20 something years from now when he's no longer paying California state taxes. I don't know what's going to become of that whole situation. I think it has made everyone in the world root against them, and especially when you consider that their biggest competition is the team that has every built-in disadvantage, meaning the Milwaukee Brewers, who right now by 1 game have the best record in Major League Baseball. I think there are a lot of people who feel as you do. I wish I could tell you exactly where it's going to go from here. I've heard exactly what you've heard, which is that a work stoppage feels almost unavoidable at this point. I covered the last time there was one. I was there in 94 when they called off the season. I was at spring training in 95 because Michael Jordan was there with the White Sox when they had all these replacement players there. They had guys literally off construction sites and stuff like that who were at spring training in Sarasota, which is where the White Sox used to work out. It was horrific. I mean, everything about that whole ordeal was horrific. And then of all things, a judge, this is I think a little remembered part of this story, a judge wound up ruling with the players and ending all of that. That judge was named Sonia Sotomayor, who is now on the Supreme Court of the United States. At that time, she was just known as the judge who saved baseball. But I really hope we're not heading in that direction again, but that does feel like the way it's going.
That's Mike Greenberg, Greeny, icon, legend, a man that we're very grateful for. We continue digitally as I believe Little League World Series continues from here. Goodbye. See, that was a hard out, Greeny. You knew what that was. Thank you for knowing that, okay? Because
still bringing
there was maybe one last week where we were we didn't know, we didn't know that there was going to be an abrupt stop to something else, or we would have maybe taken a hand off a little differently. TV, hard out stuff. You're a consummate pro right there. Unbelievable work. Thank you for doing that and making us all better, brother. And on the baseball front, what if this causes no work stoppage? What if, because of all this, there's actually an agreement that's able to be put in?
Well, there's not going to. Players are never going to agree to do a salary cap, so there will be a work stoppage. That's never going to happen in a billion years, ever.
You can't be the generation to do it.
No.
Yeah.
So the whole season's going to be gone, or could it only be half, maybe?
Forever, dude.
I mean, it could be, but
the sport.
We might never see
We're going all banana ball.
Savannah Bananas.
No. Thank you for the bananas.
Savannah, but Jesse Cole is the guy who's got baseball for us. Thank you, Jesse Cole.
Got the MLS.
And
Thank you, Jesse.
No.
Stop.
No, we don't.
MLS not in the spring anymore. They moved to the winter during football. So next spring, Savannah Bananas. Okay? That's what we're watching. And you're going to like it because it's baseball. Aaron Judge is going to be playing for the fucking Wild Things.
No, he's a clown through and through.
What's it? Oh, yeah,
He's
he's an Indianapolis clown. They're saying Schwarbo potentially taking some big hacks for the Bananas.
Yeah, I bet.
They're going to call him Big Banana next year.
I bet.
Paul Skeens.
Paul Skenos?
Sergeant Clown.
He's pitching from fucking second base now that he's got that juice back.
He better lose that gut because, you got to. I think you have to pitch without your jersey on with your titties hanging out.
No, you don't. That's not a necessity. That is not a necessity. Everybody has their own gimmick, okay? Paul.
A lot of them have the shirtless gimmick.
Paul's gimmick will be he'll pitch from second base because he's got his juice back. Do you know that?
I hope so. That's just what Skeens needs, too. He's kind of starting to find it again. It's a great idea. Let's stop the season, Skeens might never play again.
What?
If we don't have a season.
He's going to play for the Bananas. Jesse Cole's got a one-way ticket.
I'm not sleeping on Skeens heading over to some sort of war going on just to serve.
You're right. I guess we can't put that past him.
True.
I mean, especially with the way the World Baseball Classic was going, it felt like he was kind of maybe in a cockpit of a fighter jet.
He might be buzzing the tower in the Strait of Hormuz in 10 months.
Is that thing open? Did we know that thing existed? I don't know.
It depends on the day.
Greenie, we appreciate you, man. We really appreciate you, genuinely. And thank you for just going along with our bullshit, basically.
Well, it's a pleasure. I'm so proud of what all you guys are doing every single day. And I'll leave you just with this one thought. I don't know if you're a fan of the singer Kenny Chesney, but he's someone that we got to know many, many, many years ago on Mike and Mike. And I never grew up with any country music or anything. I'm from New York, so I didn't know anything about him, but I started listening to his songs. And there's a song of his that I particularly liked and still like called Don't Blink. And I found myself thinking about that song today because, one day you're 29 years old and you walk into this building and you're surrounded by legends that you have looked up to what feels like your entire life. I turn around and Chris Berman and Dan Patrick and Stuart Scott and Keith Olbermann are all working in the same trailer that I'm working in, which is where we were working out of when I got to ESPN 30 years ago today. And then you blink and all of a sudden they're handing you a little statue that says you've been here 30 years. And if there's one word of advice I would like to offer to everybody who is listening, because I know a lot of younger people are with you guys every single day, and to you in particular, McAfee, is try and remember that while it's happening. Like try while it's going on every now and again, not just to look at how much taller the mountain is that you want to climb, but look down at how far you've already come. It doesn't mean that you're going to quit. It doesn't mean that you're satisfied. It doesn't mean that you're less hungry. It just means that every once in a while you really need to stop and appreciate the things that are happening in your life. Because if you had told me 30 years ago today what my life would be, I don't even mean this figuratively, I would have wept. I mean, I literally would have fallen to the ground and cried that my life was going to turn out this way. And I don't know that I've been as aware of that as I wish I had every minute of it. So those are my words of advice. Before someone hands you a little trophy and says, congratulations on 30 years, make sure you enjoy the ride, because don't blink. It goes by a lot faster than you expect it to.
We love you, man. That was beautiful.
Hell yeah.
And thank you for the reminder and perspective. And thank you for the 30 years that it seems like you have kind of been locked in for all of us in your service to sport. And here's to the next 30 years where you will, not blink and enjoy the entire process. And we'll be lucky and thankful to be in your little, what are those called? Those little, when you're under somebody's wing, coattail, maybe. We'll be little baby birds under your wing, Greg, for the next 30 years, brother. Following in everything that you've done for sport, alongside the legends that you mentioned. And we appreciate you, man. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Good to see you guys. It's a lot of fun always. Let's talk as the football season gets started. Have a great day.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Greenberg.
Yay,
That was a good speech. What are this called? You put him under a wing? Is it coattail?
I don't know what the hell you're talking
Take me under the wing. You take somebody under a wing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And then there's coattails that you ride, right? Mm-hmm. So that was all those together. That's what I was trying to tell him, though. I was trying to tell you've kind of.
I thought you were talking about like the frilly things that like Macho Man wore on his coat.
Oh, tassels? I don't mind tassels either. Yeah, you take us as your tassels.
We were his nipple tassels.
Yeah, at certain times.
Yeah.
Certainly have been. But coattail and wing, he takes us under his wing with the coattails. Yeah, we'll ride behind it. But
or remora. Isn't it called a remora, the little fish that rides in the back of the shark?
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe a pilot fish too. Remora. I'll tell you what. If you pulled that name out right there,
Jimmy Buffett. It's in a Jimmy Buffett song. That's why I know it.
Okay, let's hear it.
I hope it's right. I can't even remember the whole song, but I remember back in the day hearing it. Like, what is it? Remora?
I think he does
believe
say it in
it's the fish.
Cheeseburger in Paradise. Actually,
Yeah.
I remember.
Really? Hans.
Don't Blink's a banger.
Don't blink.
It is.
Yeah, Kenny Chase has got a
I
lot.
thought he was going to say Boys of Fall. That's
Me
like,
too.
Obviously, that's making its round.
This
I
week.
was like, we are the fucking boys of fall. Say it, Greeny. And then he went a different way.
Yeah,
But
I was planning on doing a full.
yeah, I was pumped to be called the boys of fall.
And then he gave like a real speech.
But that was cool
It
too.
went viral
pretty
this
sweet.
week for
That
some
was
reason. I can't
sweet.
remember why.
It is Sean
Good old
Payton.
days.
Yeah, it was Sean Payton.
Yeah, because
Like AJ says.
The common remora, also known as the shark sucker. So
Okay.
I love that AJ
Sucking
obviously
off
knows what a
sharks.
shark sucker is. Yeah.
give me that remora, babe.
Yeah. Remora's got a necktie mentality. You
using
suck
it.
off the necktie. Hey, okay, so the balls didn't go into the hoop.
No.
No, we're fucked.
Guys are going to
You should see
So
the amount
many
of
guys have been getting hurt.
the amount of
Yeah.
injury news that's coming out is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Like 10 different guys have been done
Yeah.
for the season since you started throwing those fucking footballs. That is actually what happened.
Oh, there's another one. Shit.
Oh, come
Jackson
on.
Dart just went into the medical tent.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
Look at that, Jackson
No,
Dart.
no. Hold on. He's going to be okay. They're going to get him out of
He just
there.
went home.
Oh, that one was supposed to go.
Jackson Dart just passed out.
No. Go in, please.
Jackson Dart's not breathing.
CPR.
Oh, my God.
He's dead.
They're taking Jackson Dart by ambulance right out of the hospital.
This is true. No, this is true. Jackson Dart is injured, though?
No.
No.
Oh, thank God.
I actually believe.
Yeah, me too. Thank God. Okay.
Just another tent visit.
Is that real?
is that
No,
real?
it's not real.
Okay. Jeez. What's his
going on?
fault?
What's going on?
I can't believe
No
you use
tents
your
in
own
practice.
quarterback.
Dude, he told me yesterday, okay? He said, my mustache, I'm finding myself tough to take serious. Like he put a mask on. He's playing a character. And I do think we have a little different Bruce here, mustachioed Bruce. And I think optically, it should stick around. I am worried about the mentality behind the mustache, though, where he says he can't take himself serious. He pops on the screen. He's almost wants to drop into a character.
I never feel very serious, but I feel less serious with the mustache for sure.
Yeah, and when you see yourself, I think is when you have a real problem with
Yep.
it, which happens to be like Zoom calls and stuff.
Yeah.
So like he'll pop on a screen and he just immediately goes like, "Holy fuck, that's Bruce right there." You know, he drops into a character.
Yeah.
You know, so he looks too cool maybe for himself right now, which is something we're dealing with. Also dealing with rampant pooping and lack of wiping.
You're telling me we don't know. We still don't know.
Genuinely do not know right now. There
Do we
is-
have like a handful of suspects? Like how many
Yes.
suspects is it down to?
Two.
Who's it?
Two.
I like this.
In my mind, it's down to two. Stone Cold, Stonewall, two.
Down
Okay.
to one in mine, but
So Gumpy had his own opinion. Then we presented another option to him, and he goes, "That could be it as well. That could be it as well." And then we said, "Well, what if somebody thinks of another one?" He goes, "No, it's either those two." So he is locked in on two. I think he's the only one that is certain that is certainly two people. There's just an added element of the non-wiping of the butt leads to there's no way with what that looked like that you just go through your day and not know, you know? So you either got to have no feeling back there or did you hop in shower afterwards?
so who works out and who isn't on the show, on in front of a camera?
Yeah. And so the walls are
We gotta
closing in.
we got to do the vent.
If they did hop in a shower, though, it would be I would hope that it's a bit that they're messing with people, right? If they did, or,
Yeah, it could.
If it's a bit, then it is diabolical because I am so angry.
That's not a very funny bit.
Yeah,
It's
if
not
maybe-
at all.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's because
It's a
I'm the
terrible
one
thing.
that's opened the stall both times. But like I was driving into
It is
work
crazy
today
it's been
and I
you both
remembered,
times.
and I was so mad. Like just sitting out there before the show, I was like, I fucking have to hate everybody because I don't know who the one is. So I fucking hate everybody because of this one person.
So it's if that's a bit, I don't know if you're a heel. It has
good
worked.
healing.
It has
I
worked.
just think that's the only rational thought of
We're
why
not
would it
dealing
happen.
with a rational human being
right.
here, obviously.
Correct.
Or
You're right.
someone
I
that
actually-
thinks
I
about
think
it.
This
correct.
fucking
My
person
bad.
took a nasty ass shit and didn't wipe and didn't flush, which is why I stand by. If you do that, you should be shot in the head. Okay. You should be fucking assassinated, killed.
Maybe start somewhere else and make it hurt. Shoot him in the leg, right foot, left foot. and then
Well,
keep
yeah,
going.
Maybe we castrate them first.
No.
Get one
Okay.
of these hot,
All right.
hot blades
Yeah.
we got around here. We got swords and shit. Maybe we, sharpen one of these on a whetstone, get it real hot, and slice their dick off like a knife going through butter. And then
just their balls.
stick it in their mouth and shoot them in the head.
I don't think we're going to do that. I don't think
I'd
we're
like
going
to
to
do
If you do, film it, please.
We're not going to do that.
I'll send it to you.
That would not happen. But it does sound like you should maybe write some film because that was like kind of a Saw type, you go watch the Saw movies and you immediately think to yourself, somebody had to think of all those things. We should have eyes on whoever that was. Feels like this particular situation has the toxic table in a very toxic place. You guys should maybe write out your thoughts right now. On that note, I don't think this is going to ever happen again.
It will.
Have you talked to him yet?
It's the second time.
Are we sure the
Who's
first
him?
time
Who
that
is
we
him?
found it was the first time it happened?
Yeah, so then we were told about another time
There
that actually
was?
happened last year on a Friday where I go, ooh, what happened? And they go, oh, what? And run back in there and do it. I don't know. There's a lot of different defenses going on right now. So I just know that we need to stop it.
Fucking
okay?
hate it!
That picture's disgusting, by the way.
That happened last
Picture.
year. Same thing?
Allegedly, it happened on a Friday when I was not here. I was just informed of that last evening as we were kind of diving into the evidence and trying to figure this out. It became a fun little game last night just because how passionate everybody truly was about this. And when new ideas were presented, we had no stone unturned last night. We really went for it. And there was a new piece of evidence that was brought to the table that would have been good for the first time this happened, I think. This particular time, not really a similar situation. I think we have multiple. I think there's multiple.
There's no way.
I think so.
Did the person,
There's no
did the
way.
suspect, when they were questioned, were they defensive? How did they respond?
Which time?
This time, right? Like yesterday, last night.
Okay, a little bit more. So I believe it's down to two people for both of these. I
Could
think,
you do like a slight impression of them of how they responded when they were questioned? Like, can just a little
No,
bit?
not going to give that away. But I do believe it is multiple people that are doing this, and I think. I think the non-wiping of the butt. I didn't know that there's this many people that do it. Okay,
I didn't know there was one person that did it. I didn't know there was one person that did it on the planet.
It can't be.
Huh?
No, I didn't
Yeah,
get
what
that
did you
information
just-
personally. I'm just saying, like, what we are learning here. First time, there was no wiping of the butt. There was no toilet paper in that
No,
first
not
one.
that we saw. No.
No, and then
so
this
unless
one-
this person wiped their ass and then ate it, which I'm starting to think we might be dealing with someone like that.
There's a good chance.
Yeah.
That would be next
Like
level.
the
I think it's multiple people though. That's what we need.
like the coneheads. The coneheads used to eat toilet paper.
I'm telling you, I'm a little bit worried. Okay?
What, you think they're like a team? They're like, hey, here we go. This is what we're doing?
No, I think independent contractors, both of them.
Sure. It's two of the dumbest fucking people you've
Absolute
ever met.
buffoonery of the highest
Two of the worst
order.
people
No
on the
one
fucking
shits in that toilet. No one shits in that stall ever. And if you do, you shouldn't. There's way too many options.
I don't
to
know.
be
Bill
shitting
told
in
me
that
yesterday he's
toilet.
seen one person shitting there a lot of times.
Yeah, I've seen
there-
people shit in there.
There's been a lot of people that have eyes on things all of a sudden, quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
And a lot of people that always do this or always go in this bathroom.
Well,
There's
who
one
is
of
it
those
then?
fucking people,
Who
too.
is it then, Connor?
He doesn't know. He's got his emotions.
If I
running.
fucking knew, there'd be one less person here today.
No, come on. You guys can't be talking like that.
You can't kill him, but someone gets suspended. Like I can see suspension.
Suspension, yeah, right. Everybody's got like 6 jobs here. Yeah, we can't just
You're
be
right.
dropping people
Indiana
out.
law, you could kill him.
Make
I
him
wouldn't
spend the
do
night.
that, but I would make their life fucking hell. They wouldn't be able to get to work.
I like
Oh, we already can't. 60
Exactly.
to 90 days. 120, 240 days this roundabout here.
Okay.
We got full road closures, like a mile out each way, blocked roads, except for
Just
local
for the
tra-
roundabout, or is there other stuff?
Well, there's like a bunch of neighborhoods in here. The amount of people that are just driving through those things, I mean, that has to be in the thousands, I would think,
Yes.
within the blocked off area. And obviously with the 4-way that's right out here, you have to go around. So these neighborhoods obviously have it is crazy times. I guess there was an announcement on the Facebook. It's going to be about 69.
It's not showing up on like GPS apps either. That like there's a road closure, so people are just driving up here like they normally would, and then just like, what the fuck is going on? And then they have to cut through one of the neighborhoods or.
Yeah, but it's going to get done easy. Now I thought we had already been doing this a lot of time. We've already lost power and internet multiple times.
They haven't done anything.
That's what I'm learning.
They haven't been doing anything.
It's going to be quick.
Already laying the groundwork.
They're going to,
Sure,
they're going to fucking blow through it.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Yeah. No delays. It's going to take fucking 2 weeks.
We know the lads out there are awesome dudes. We've talked to the construction workers. Now, the planning from the top down, I think there's going to be some interesting timelines. I think.
Well, and the problem is it rains for about 2 weeks at a time. So when it rains, typically construction just gets delayed till it's done raining. And, I mean, we just got out of a 2-week window. So that's why I'm saying we have 2 weeks here before it starts raining for like a month straight.
Yeah, like 2 months maybe.
Yeah, so they have 2 weeks to do this.
Remember, we don't see the sun for 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a free agent looking to sign with the Colts, you should see the palm trees out here.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Isn't the beach awesome out here?
Yeah.
So-
we do have a beach up here.
Yeah, we do. Right there on the
Don't
lake.
go in the water.
No, touch the sand, not the water.
Yeah, do not go in the water. There's E. coli in there. But the beach is nice.
Not just a little E. coli.
No, like a bunch. Like you will get really fucking sick if you go in there.
It's interesting, but you can hang out on the sand, which is what we have.
Exactly. Look at that.
Boom,
Look at
right
that.
there.
Boom.
Look at that.
Real?
Okay. Yeah, that's real. And if you're a free agent, that can all be available to you.
That kid is really close to the water.
Yeah,
you'd be shocked how many people still just go fucking
Parents
swim.
got arrested last week.
That's how Mick got how he is.
That explains a lot. And now he doesn't know how to flush a toilet.
Whoa, that sounds like Tone.
There's Tony's number one
there's what Tone
prospect.
thinks it is. Okay, that's an interesting little. Now we got people on the record starting to say stuff.
Yeah, but Mitch said that he only poops in the women's bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And we've heard from sources that's not true.
Yeah, so.
What?
Yeah.
Whoever did it is, I would assume,
All
is
right,
feeling
Tony,
the
what
pressure.
source said that that's not true? And
Yes.
I was cleaning up dog shit on the fucking floor.
Tell him, Mitt.
Do not say that I am the master shitter. Everybody knows where I shit and when I shit because it's honestly, I take too long. Yeah, I know. Because guess what? Kind of. Maybe I'm smoking a little bit in the bathroom. I have to be away from. I have to be in a certain
Drug
stall.
testing him tomorrow.
Now,
I'm drug
someone
testing him.
who is smoking in the bathroom all the time would
never-
be a prime prospect to forget to wipe their fucking ass.
I don't like that narrative. I don't like that narrative about. I don't like that narrative.
They would be.
I don't like that narrative.
Now, with that being said, I've only ever seen Mitt poop in the women's bathroom, and if I ever did see him poop in the men's bathroom, it was the most disgusted, smelly poop you've ever smelled, but from the handicap stall. I've never seen him poop in the stall that was in question.
Okay. Well, and also he was putting in that work yesterday.
I don't think it was Mitt.
And I'm not
I don't think it was Mitt. Just from hearing his voice, I don't think it was him.
I don't think you know everything, though. I don't think you know everything
You're
that's
right.
been said.
You're right. I don't.
Now, I do not believe it. Once again, Tone is the only one who has said who he thinks it is.
On record.
Yeah, he is the only one.
I've gotten texts from a lot of others that agree with me. So
Oh, really? Off the record?
yeah.
Okay, interesting. We'll get to the bottom of it. Okay, let's take a break. Let's come back on the other side. Let's hit all the headlines that we didn't get a chance to chat about. I'll tell you, the college football craziness is absurd, actually. Like, that shit's crazy.
Fucking dumb.
The school, me too. I would like football to start. And, you know, we've been pounding the drum that once football starts, nobody's going to talk about this.
Let's go UT, Mark.
Let's go Youngstown State.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if that kid gets a touchdown first week and does some,
Go up 33-0 on Clemson.
you know, that's going to immediately just be like, look at y'all. You
Also,
know,
how many tight ends?
All of that.
How many tight ends does Lane need?
What if he goes, guess who's back? Guess who's back?
What if he scores 3 touchdowns against Ole Miss?
Oh,
Fucking world's gonna implode down there.
They just gave their starting tight end number 7. You know what that means at LSU? They don't need another one.
yeah, I think you have kind of got to the point where you're like, is this worth all the shit that's going on right now?
I stand with Kirby. He said, hey, these boys have been fighting with me for 8 months. I'm not going to give them some job. Some guy just got here.
I fucking love Kirby, bro.
Oh, Kirby
He's the
came
best.
out and made a statement
Oh, yeah.
too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I missed that.
Well, that's That's kind of where I'm at. Is like I get we're doing like, hey, if they're not playing for us, they're going to be playing for someone else. But we're not hearing that from anybody else. We're only hearing it from Lane and LSU. So until we hear it from something else, I'm thinking this fucking guy is orchestrating everything. He's the only one talking about it. He's the only one who wants to do it because everyone is coming out and being like, yeah, it's not right. I don't think we're going to do it. But apparently, everybody's fucking reaching out to these guys. If they're not playing with us, you're going to be playing with somebody else.
Yeah, well,
I don't fucking buy that until I see it.
So, is Lane being told by agents that other people are involved?
Maybe.
Is Lane doing the negotiating directly, or is that a GM that's doing this and he's just kind of doing the talking and, where the information's coming from? I think it is a very interesting piece of information if anybody ends up on any other teams. Like if it only benefits LSU and the injunction was in Baton Rouge.
Which thus far.
Publicly, that's what's being stated, but we don't know what's happening behind closed doors, negotiations, and everything like that. We don't know who's talking to who. We don't know what players, because there's dozens of these guys, allegedly, that could fall into these particular injunctions. I think other states have them as well. But if it's only LSU, I think that's going to be real loud. I think that's going to probably have the SEC, because LSU already voting against this happening. Yeah. I think it's going to get real loud if it's just LSU. Now, granted, the Ole Miss NIL, Walker Jones. Great name to be in the South.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Walker Jones comes out and says, we didn't do any negotiating. No, there was none of that from us. So that's them clearing their name with this particular player. But we have seen the SEC recruiting trail potentially go through some muddy waters in the past. And I'm not saying Ole Miss. I'm saying Lane thinks that other people are doing this as well. Will that happen? We find out. And that's where the entire conversation kind of begins and ends.
And some of the other examples was like Texas with that offensive lineman, but that kid didn't transfer in. That kid went to Texas, then went to a mini camp, then went back to Texas. They didn't get him from some other school, so that adds another layer. Like the Indiana guys, the two guys from Indiana who are trying to play again, they're just not transferring from a different school to Indiana.
And those guys got hurt, so they're basically just getting like a medical red shirt to play another year.
Kid from Texas tried out, right? There was 2 tryouts. Is that what they were considered?
So. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Didn't make the weekend. Goes
just
back
going
to
back to the college he was at the year before.
Oh, man. Whew.
But I
get hot in the kitchen.
I am just kind of tired of talking about it, and I just want the season to start because it's fucking horseshit that this is all we're talking about right before.
Is Kirk doing it?
No, they would never because he's fucking got integrity, and it's college football. It's not, you weren't quite good enough to make an NFL team, and why don't we fucking give you $1 million to come back and play for us this year? It's college fucking football. You saw it. Big Ten's going to lead from the front. We're not going to be fucking taking any bullshit from the back, okay? You want to play with these guys? You're going to get suspended 6 games. There's going to be institutional penalties. This is college fucking football. This ain't you played 6 months with the Cleveland Browns, 4 months with the Cleveland Browns. You're not fucking good enough to make the team. Come on back. We got you. Maybe you'll catch 15 touchdowns this year and be first team All-American, and maybe you'll get drafted in the 3rd round next year. Let's try it out. No, we ain't ever going to fucking do that. Kirk get a 5-star freshman quarterback and sit his ass until his junior year just out of spite. Because guess what? We got fucking these guys who've been putting in the work that have been here. Which I don't necessarily love that, but that's just the way it is. So I'm good with that.
I'll tell you what, people were saying maybe Iowa's getting some of these NFL guys. Isn't that what they were saying? They were saying that maybe the Iowa Hawkeyes.
No one is saying that. No one is saying that because we do it the right way.
Now you got Raisin Hecklinski.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
maybe.
We still haven't fucking named a starting quarterback yet. So.
What? I thought we were raising Hecklinski.
I think we're going to see him and Hank Bryan quite a bit week 1, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Henry.
Wow, I like Hank hanging on.
Yeah.
I like that, putting up a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Consider me a Hecklinski guy. I want to raise some Heck this year, but, I trust Kurt.
Big Ten's going to lead from the front. I like Lanning as first coach that came out, right, and said,
yeah,
you're an NFL guy, you're an NFL guy.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
That's
respect.
That's why I'm wearing the O today. Because we stand with them.
How about you? Do you what?
I don't stand. I stand with Mario Cristobal and Coach Kendall.
Mario.
Another guy who would not fucking welcome any of his guys back because
do we know
he set them free?
Pretty sure.
Yeah. Recruiting classes he's got.
AJ, where do you stand?
Stand with Ryan Day and the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Okay, and if they sign a guy from the NFL?
I side with whatever decision they make to make the ball club better.
There's going to be a lot
Trying to
of
win
that.
games around here. We're trying to win games. We don't want to get fired.
There's going to be a lot of that.
I think you guys are going to be all right.
If we got a couple guys coming from the NFL, my tune would change pretty quickly. But I know it's not going to happen, so I don't even need to go there.
And I don't have a college team, so I could stand on my high ground.
Yes, you certainly can. You can grandstand the shit out of that because you're going to go low somewhere else.
Yeah,
kind
big time.
of balancing it out. I get it. If it's just LSU, I think this is over.
I think that's the other part of it is that I'm sick of Lane Kiffin being like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Playing victim. And then also doing the shit that pisses everybody off. Like, why are they pissed? Everybody could do it. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm sick of that shit.
Bruce.
Have been sick of this shit.
It feels like Lane lost con man a little bit over I don't know how in the last 24 hours because he was on the show yesterday. I was listening to him. I'm like, all right, Lane obviously has his reasons, and that's just how it's going to be. I thought it was just going to roll on to the next one. And then the Big Ten saying, I don't think so. The SEC saying, I don't think so. LSU voting 16-0. Connor's like, this guy's literally just acting by himself for this. I'm sick of this.
He fucking lost me last year. When
What?
he came on, he's like, hey, I got this documentary. It's coming out. It's going to be pretty cool. And I watched it fucking Wednesday night, E60. Awesome. All of a sudden, I'm like, I like Lane Kiffin. Then, I don't know, in January, he decides to leave his program they can easily stay at, be like the most legendary coach in the history of the program. And then he's acting like, they won't let me coach. I don't know why. I'm trying to coach. I don't know why they won't let me, but they won't. And it's not my fault because I want to be here for the next 2 weeks. It's like, dude, okay, playing victim. Then once again, we're doing this again right now with all these fucking guys. It's like, okay, you know what, Lane? I hope you go 6-6, and they fucking run you out of town. I hope it's a miserable experience.
They got a $50 million roster down there.
Exactly.
Allegedly. I mean, who knows what's real? Who knows what's real and what isn't real? But it's like, I don't think they're going to go 6-6, and that's why this all happens, because Lane is going to win bowl games.
And that's why it'd be awesome, because it wouldn't be the first time there's high expectations and it fucking burns down at the hands of Lane Kiffin.
Well, dude.
And I'm not praying on that to happen, but if it were to happen, I ain't fucking grabbing a hose and saying, give this guy a break. And saying, look what this fucking guy did to your team. Where's Brian Kelly?
You're going to hose him down?
Where's Brian Kelly? Bring Brian Kelly back.
Yeah, money, we get a guy. And look who the agent, the taxpayer going to pay that? Jeff Landry. I wonder how he feels about all this.
He probably loves it.
Yeah.
He doesn't, as long as they're fucking 1-0.
Have you heard about the women's basketball team? What happened? I guess there's been some news over the last couple of days. Mm-hmm. Have you heard about this?
Nobel Peace Prize, something like that?
That's what they were going for.
Hoping for.
Oh.
Which I like because sports do kind of, unify and bring people together. People from different backgrounds have the ability to lock in. Can you turn that, yep, thank you. The people from different backgrounds have the ability to kind of lock in. We're not going to take a break. We're just going to go through this stuff. And then, why would we?
Sure.
Go take 5 and then come back to do.
No.
We should do it right now. Right, yeah. We'll test everybody's bladders.
Yeah, and I have to piss real bad.
Me too.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Power through it. I like it.
I got to piss pretty good, too. Yep. Legs are pretty deeply crossed right now to kind of save myself from myself. But I don't know if you heard, AJ, down at LSU, the women's basketball team. Obviously, the men's football team, big conversation. The men's basketball team, big conversation for similar things. The women's basketball team, Coach Malky actually, she had these visions of unifying a war-torn territory. She thought to herself, if we can get somebody from both sides of this war in the same locker room and on the same court, shooting at the same hoop, we can maybe bring two countries together that have potentially been at war for it seems like forever now.
Yeah. Long time.
I play from Israel?
Nope.
No, different one.
And Palestine.
No. I don't think.
Wow.
That's next.
She might.
That's
she
one.
should.
No, we don't know.
They might
We don't
try
know.
that next.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know where her scouts
Different
are.
one.
But we do know she had
Ruffalo assistant.
she had a scout in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
They had a Ukrainian player.
Mm-hmm.
And then say, you know what? We can be the ones that do this. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Women's college basketball. We can be the ones that can end it over there. Brings in a Russian player. Okay, we got a Ukrainian player on team. Got a Russian player on team now. This could be a shining example to the world about coming together and what we are. She says all these. Ukrainian girl quits. Said, I ain't doing this. Dad's in the military. I'm not. No way am I doing that. She leaves the team.
Yeah.
So Coach Malky has these grand ideas of bringing everybody together. I guess she didn't run them by the Ukrainian
Didn't seem like it.
representation of the conversation. Brought the Russia on the team. Ukrainian said, get me out of here. I'm not doing it. Now, was she already going to leave the team? Was there a chance she had ideas before this? It wasn't exactly directly because of this, but it just feels like a lot of potential L's in LSU happening back to back to back to back. But the idea that she had, bringing the world together, I like that. I like that a lot.
Good idea.
I just think she kind of misread the war, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a tad.
Yeah,
Although
Mulkey,
I
kind of misread
I'm reading
the
here.
whole
Mulkey
war.
told the Ukrainian player she could not pass on a good basketball player just because of war between two countries.
But I heard it did work. I heard Putin saw this and was like, ceasefire. Ceasefire.
Just for the moment?
Yeah, for like
When they were-
extended time being.
Huge Tiger fan.
We'll pick this up after the March. So I don't know.
Let the girls play the basketball.
Yeah. So I'm not, that might have been AI. That might not have been real, but I did see that.
You did see that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's like the first thing he said in the Paul Burrow the other day.
And then he took off from the foul line. Just
Oh, he said, I actually love hoops.
Yeah.
That's what he said? Wow. That's what Coach Mulkey was trying to do. It didn't last long, but at least it lasted.
Yeah.
Right? I guess we should be happy about that.
And their men's team has about 4 guys heading into first semester right now because they got a bunch of G League guys, and this thing was like, hey, all those guys can't play anymore. So I think they got like half a roster at LSU for basketball. So just thinking about the future, if you want to take the under on their team total wins, that is probably a very, very, very good idea.
For the LSU men's basketball.
yeah,
Yes.
they added 5 guys from professional leagues.
So you're saying because of what the SEC said.
Yeah, they have like 6 guys on their roster right now.
Wow.
But
And it's August 26th.
their head coach, Will Wade, serial fucking cheater. So he will figure it out.
What do you mean? He's just been caught up in some
He
scandals?
got fired at LSU initially for cheating. Had to go somewhere else. Went to McNeese State with Amir Khan, Mr. Aura King. Got them to the tournament. Fucking cut bait real quick. Went to NC State. Got them pretty decent. Cut bait real quick. Let me go back to LSU. They're good with me being a cheater. I'm gonna go back and use those resources.
But how do you keep going up these jobs if he was getting caught up in things? You're saying he did cheat at one point.
Oh yeah, big. That's why.
Not at all the points.
He's winning games.
I'm kind of guessing, do people give a shit if he was cheating at McNeese State? Probably not. That's why he got fired from LSU. It was like a big scandal. And then he left, and then he's kind of just, but, it's kind of in college basketball, I feel like it's, once a cheater, always a cheater. These guys cheat, get fired, doesn't matter. They end up getting a big-time job elsewhere. Time heals all wounds.
Yeah, but maybe this, and to tie it back to what Petiti said and what Sankey said and what the ACC and the Big 12 is, maybe what we needed all along was these conferences to police themselves. And we found our way here. Thank you, Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lane.
Yep.
And that's what I think Lane will probably say.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Because there's now a coaching when you can get hired, right? Lane Kiffin rule, I believe.
Shout out.
Now there's going to be one for this.
Gotta change college ball.
Trailblazer. You know, the distance between a villain and a hero. Not that far.
I heard that recently.
And that Lane Kiffin coaching rule thing actually a great thing for college football.
Yeah.
Incredible, yeah.
Needed.
Because last year was insanity. That was my first real, this isn't real life. Yeah, it is. And actually, we're talking about it right now. Yeah, but this doesn't feel like it's real life. What do you mean? You're trying to win a national championship somewhere else. You can win a national championship where you're doing a decision to win a national championship. You actually, but it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it. So what the fuck? This doesn't seem real. How is this even real? And this is just the way it has to be, man. Just got to start recruiting for the other school, man. Just can't be there. Got to get out of here. See you later. Right now, it's in the middle of a playoff run. Doesn't it feel like the timing's a little bit wrong? Yeah, but this is the way it is. They won't let him coach. He can't recruit anybody. He's not allowed in the building. You got to sweep it for bugs. I mean, what a fucking wild world college football is. I mean, just that situation in of itself, let alone everything else that's going on everywhere. Thank God for it. Thank God for sports.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Summerall, he was doing the exact same thing. He had Tulane, but he already had the Florida job, and he basically said, I'm doing 2 full-time jobs right now. So it's very difficult. I'm trying to get us ready to win, but I also, I gotta build the team up in Florida where there's a lot of stuff that needs to get done there.
Who did he bury? He buried Dano Summerall.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yes,
Down
he
in
did.
Florida.
Yep.
Yeah. I think he posted a picture of Dano sniffing shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
They was sniffing some shoes.
Why did he do that?
He said something about pedicures. Dano did.
Yeah.
Like guys who get pedicures or weirdos or something like that.
Yeah, he's 100% against.
Yeah.
I remember that one really big.
It did.
Listen, you do what you got to do. I got a lot of people that I know that have to take care of their feet for a living. You know, like I think a lot of athletes at this point decided to take care of their feet. People in the past did not. I hate the feeling. When they're
really,
oh yeah,
really, I hate it.
Great pedicure.
Oh,
You love the feeling?
Oh yeah.
See, I get real uncomfortable. The bottom of my feet, I think, are a little bit weirdly sensitive.
Oh.
The grinding of I don't like the feel. I'm not against it. Go do it. I've done it multiple times, but I only enjoy really a couple parts of it. At the end, I think they do the salt, the sea salt.
The stones on the calves.
It's a great part. I mean, that's an incredible part. But when they're going to work on my feet, I don't really like the feeling of it at all. When they start doing the grading of shit.
I tell them no files allowed.
Yeah, I don't like
Epsom salt.
I'm not against it. You do what you got to do, but I'm just saying, like, I don't really prefer the feeling. You do petty, mani?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have started
Pedicure,
doing it.
manicure.
Yeah, I've never done a mani, but the petty, the best.
Yeah, I don't really do. I don't like the feeling of it, so that's why I don't do it. But I appreciate that people are taking care of themselves, which takes us back to let's make sure we're wiping after we poop.
Yeah.
Well said.
Pete.
Even just flushing. If you want to live your fucking life like that without wiping your ass, fine. Flush the toilet.
All right.
I think we would smell them.
What else
gotta
does this
wipe
person
your ass.
not?
That's what I
And
mean.
wash your hands.
We would smell
Hey,
them.
that's you gotta wash your ass. I believe is red.
But we share things. You know, we touch the sink.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, my
fridge,
gosh.
like a lot of things that we.
Sanitize the whole place.
We are actually cleaners coming in today.
Golly.
funny you say
If
that.
someone doesn't wipe, then there's probably other things they're neglecting in their life that's pretty egregious.
Yeah, I would
as well.
think so.
Yeah. Which kind of maybe opens up nope, not going to get into that.
What's that?
Just sounds like Tone thinks he knows who it is.
I did a private investigation. I interviewed a lot of people in here, and that's just where the evidence led.
Okay. Well, it sounded like you might have had a little bit of a.
No, it's nothing personal.
All right. I don't know if that sounds real or not.
Whoever it is has to just keep going with it though. Like now they came like, all right, guys, fine. It was me. Like, is
Yeah,
that
of
gonna
course
happen?
not.
I'll give him $100 actually.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll match.
Me
I'll
too.
match.
I'll match.
5.
No, you give some dickhead in here $100 because they won't openly say that they're shitting in the toilet.
It's a ploy.
I
You
don't
just
care.
say you're going to give him money, and then they say that they did it,
Oh,
and then
okay.
we fucking beat the shit out of them.
Okay, yeah, then sure. I
Make 'em
will
eat
also
white
match
dog poop.
$100. You got it. You know what? I'll give them $100,000.
Wow.
There we go,
Yeah.
Ty.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Got
very
it,
kind
got
of
it.
you. Thank you for the Thunderdome culture.
Yeah.
You could do the old lie detector situation, like bring a legit lie detector.
Dude, great idea.
yes.
Great fucking idea.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Now, granted, that somebody will
gotta-
step on a
Step on a
tack.
tack.
Somebody will step on a tack
Absolutely.
here.
Good luck.
Put a penny underneath
Oh
their
yeah.
tongue.
Anybody that's doing that ain't that bright.
Nope.
They definitely are.
I actually
Anybody
told-
that's doing that will definitely swindle their way through this,
No.
for sure.
I told Pat last
They'll
time,
try.
can we please not do that because my brain is so weak that my brain will convince myself that I'm the one doing it.
Yeah, I think that's why they don't really let it carry into court, but it certainly has done talk shows great justice for a long time. Those are crazy days watching TV. You see a guy sitting up there. And I guess at this point, those weren't work.
No, it couldn't have been.
Had.
No, it was 100% real.
No, that was a shoot, brother.
100% real.
That was a shoot,
Which
brother.
programs?
All of them.
Like Maury.
All of them. Maury, Steve,
Well, some-
Jerry,
I'm
you
thinking
name
some-
it. Anyone that had it.
Jerry's was definitely for real.
Sally, Jesse,
Aldo.
Raphael,
Sally
Ricky
was
Lake.
for real.
Yep.
Ricky
What a
was for
run.
real.
Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake.
It was a run.
Beast. Absolute beast. Those are good old days.
Oh yeah.
And they would trot somebody out there just right in front of everybody to see. Are you the biggest piece of shit to ever exist? No. That's a lie. This guy is the biggest piece of shit. And then guess what? The next episode, somehow, they found a bigger piece of shit.
Yep.
And they just kept rolling them out there. That was an unbelievable casting job. There's no way that was a work. Those are all shoots. Good work by them scouting out all those situations and getting them on television.
What if we get O's in here to do some of his mental fuckery?
I don't think his shit
And
holds
test
up.
everyone.
I was going to say, isn't he a fraud?
What? No, that was proven wrong.
Was it?
Yes.
I don't know. I just.
Was it?
He did something to me at the backstage of the ESPYs that was
there?
really fucked up. He had
Whoa.
he
You all right?
okay. Let me rephrase that. If we could dump that from the record. I ran into O's backstage at the ESPYs, and he did a little trick. He did a little mental trick, and he guessed Chris Larman's name, Slar Monster, And I don't know how O's would ever know the Slaughter Monster. Legitimately, I have no idea how he would know that. So I was all the way back in. As soon as he did that, I'm like, this is exactly the shit. Just like when he got you.
I was about to say he did my phone like that. My daughter's nickname with an emoji.
With the emoji next to it.
There's been some videos on that one too. Yeah.
Whoa. I gotta send me that, AJ. I need it because
me too.
That'll make me.
It's long.
Then
You got a really long situation.
Hawk's
about
always
a
been
lot
a
of-
disbeliever.
He has.
Just
I'm not a disbeliever. He does unbelievable stuff. O's is amazing, but there's not wizards walking this earth, fellas.
I disagree.
Sure.
I'm just gonna let you know on a little secret. Don't want to break your hearts.
We don't know that. You don't know that?
I do.
So you don't
I
think
know
there's
it.
aliens? You don't think there's aliens in?
Picasso, he's a genius.
You haven't watched.
I didn't say he's a wizard.
He is kind of a wizard, I think, with what he's able to do. But you're not a believer in.
I'm a believer in doing great tricks and illusions and all of that and magic tricks. I'm not a believer that somebody is reading my mind or your mind.
Okay, I mean, fucking Chris Larman. I don't know. That's a deep pool there. I don't know how he would have.
Like I said, very good at what he does. Amazing at what he does. He's not climbing into your little brain and figuring out what you're thinking, though.
We don't know.
Your big brain, sorry.
No, a little brain. You got a little brain here. A lot of air. A lot of air. It's got to get
I'm
out.
pretty sure, AJ.
It does.
Yeah, there's not even open-minded.
Matter of
I thought you were an
Oh,
open-minded.
I'm very open-minded, but this has been a thing for years and years. They've been trying to do. Look at Penn and Teller. They give $1 billion if someone can prove that they're a mentalist or they can read your mind or whatever. Guess what? No one's stepped up yet.
Yeah, but Penn and Teller have been fooled before. They get a big FU trophy called "Fooled Us." You ever watch that? You ever watch that?
I had. It was a good show. It was a good show.
Great show. I love Magic. I really love Magic. But I do appreciate the fact that somebody took an hour and a half to break down O's the Mentalist. And I think if that's happening, you did good. I think your gimmick worked.
Yeah.
And people actually watched it like, what the fuck?
What? Yeah. You did good there, O's. And he's running like 27 miles a day somehow. He does a marathon every day.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. So maybe a little bit of a...
No, maybe AJ is right. I guess he would have won a lotto or something.
Yeah.
but then he already...
I have a tough time putting Big Night Out of my head.
I fucked
to be honest with
15
you.
leg part.
There's actually a rule for that if you use it.
I have
for
a real
that
tough
kind
time.
of purpose.
I will never forget that.
Yeah, but he was
37 steps.
That thing fell flatter than a fucking
Yeah, but that was a
pancake.
crowd full of drunk yinzers.
drunken yinzers.
Doesn't matter.
That's the brain turns into a
Doesn't
concrete
matter.
wall.
He's a mentalist.
No, it does.
You got to fight through that. I wasn't
That
drunk.
is true, Ty.
I mean, him
Good point,
trying
Ty.
to do that to an entire arena of yinzers.
It was an aggressive move.
It was.
It was an aggressive
I thought
move.
it was an aggressive trick. for
Those
him.
brains were barely firing at that point.
Yeah, had the...
It wasn't that late in the night. I mean, I know they were drinking all
But
day.
no, it was like 47 different inputs into your
Yeah,
iPhone
it was a
calculator.
bunch of-
That's
yeah.
the problem.
That was
None of those people
What
know
was
how
it?
to
He was
use
trying to
their
get you to
iPhone.
spell boobs on your calculator
Yes.
upside
Yeah,
down?
I
or
think
something?
so.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
That is what it was.
That's what it was.
8,000.
Like Steelers, go
85.
Steelers, boobs.
Yep.
Or 5,808. Or,
Yeah,
Yins
something
like
that.
this.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't fucking know. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. I remember
Worst thing you've ever seen.
I mean, as far as
From
like mentalist stuff goes, it was basically David
Right.
Blaine hanging in a harness with a bunch of balloons. Like, oh, what the fuck?
No, that
is
was
this guy
way
doing?
better, actually.
All right, let's get to a break until tomorrow. We're on 1 o'clock tomorrow. 1 to 4.
1 p.m.
We are so close to like actual season.
Yeah.
We are still off season right now.
Yes.
You know, regular season hasn't kicked off. What an off season it's been. It's been a lot to happen. AJ came a little bit of a wizard, a little bit of an alien here with the neon light behind his head on this particular graphic. So he doesn't believe in wizards. D-Butt not going to be here tomorrow. D-Butt going back. Hey, great work this week.
Hey, baby.
My daughter got a golf match tomorrow too.
Nice. Good luck.
Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Who?
Sophomore
Who you playing?
season.
Oh, my bad, your daughter.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah,
does she
Space,
play?
you
Is
have-
it just like a whole area? How's
Yes. Usually like I think either 4 or 6 schools, however many schools, and then it's a few of them on different tees, and they play 9.
Little jamboree.
Yep.
you guys got people moving balls like Foxy said he did? in
Oh,
high school?
yeah.
Entrenching the greens, I
That
guess.
was alarming when Foxy put that because this daughter in particular, she is by the book. She doesn't like to cheat. She's very, and I'm like, hey, we
Yeah, I
can't
was
even.
gonna say.
They tell us we can't even, as parents, help your kid find the ball. She has an app. Well,
Yeah, you don't do that. Yeah, it's very kind of you.
Play that close to your
I mean, I
chest.
respect that, but also for the good of the team, in this case, cheating would actually help.
No,
You should-
Foxy,
No,
see,
don't cheat. Don't
this is
cheat.
what we're saying, Foxy.
But it could hit you, though, and go in the fairway. per drive hits you.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'll take that one for the team.
You trying to Erling Haaland.
Yep.
I'll take that for the team.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that ball there. Your foot just bops that thing into the fairway.
Don't be doing that. We need the integrity of fucking golf. This is what they're saying. Shrink the game.
And then you need to teach her, like, you need to walk 30 yards ahead of her group. She needs to walk 30 yards ahead of her group. Oh, my ball's on the green. You mark that thing about 10 feet closer than it actually was on the green.
That's the one.
No way.
Heck?
This is disgusting.
What is happening
Don't
here?
be doing this.
Just stripe that from the.
Yeah, don't be doing any of this, and don't be tackling anybody on the golf course.
Right. No.
People don't like that.
No, they don't.
Since the beginning of time.
Who does that?
It's not good.
I'll go.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. We're in this thing together.
Rest in peace, Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well said, Butch.
For Dolly.
Before I get out of here, love you, Dolly. Miss you, Dolly.
Rest in peace, Dolly. Thank you for your contribution to society. Very wide-ranging folks mourning Dolly Parton's passing.
Mm-hmm.
Flags are at half staff, I say.
Yeah.
Not just flags.
Damn right.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life.
That was a good one. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Safe travels.
Thank you, brother.
AJ, get your state in order.
Yep.
Just like the commissioners are seemingly doing for their conferences. Ty, tomorrow's going to be a good day.
I hope so. Iowa's got a big game in the LLWS today. That's kind of all I'm thinking about.
Curacao, I believe.
Ohio dominated New Jersey.
Curacao?
Yeah.
Curacao.
Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. AJ will be in stew.
Wow.
Yeah. Team on me. Team on three for the good of sport, baby. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.